Well, hello, and welcome to tonight's episode of Loot Die Repeat, where a bunch of us schmucks, we sit around, roll dice, do some laughing at each other, with each other, and occasionally crying, or just being angry when your donkey dies. And
all right, we're there already, huh?
some collaborative storytelling with the music on in the back behind me, known as Dungeons and Dragons. And we are thankful that you are here with us as we tell our story. And as a way of saying thank you, we have a bunch of giveaways that we're going to be doing tonight. We are giving away a set of dice, which we do every single week. And I think we got some gold sparkly dice this week, as well as 2 medium minis. This week, I think we have an orc and something else. I don't remember. And if we get at least 5 new subscribers, we will give away a Lucrota, which is like a monstrous dog thing. And if we get 45 new subscribers, then we will give away that awesome dragon, which is perched on a branch, hunched over McFarlane mini. It's actually a gargantuan size figure that we would love to give to one of our amazing community members. Every 50 new subscribers, we give one of those guys away, or a commensurate large mini. So, that is all to say thank you for your support as we continue to tell our stories as a stream. You can also affect the stream through the cheering of bits, and you can affect the game in many different ways. You can cheer bits for advantage and disadvantage for the players, or disadvantage for the DM. You can give them temporary health and spells back, and even cause hair shenanigans if you are a patron of the hair warlock. So all of these things. And tonight we have a special little bid, which is open. And this will be resolved very quickly in the game. It was asked if we can, if the chat can possibly buy a diamond for the party to attempt to revive Bill the Burro, who was, well, irradiated to death in the last episode by the evil skull. We'll get to the recap in a moment.
By the dungeon master.
By the dungeon master. Well, I'm not. No, that was just the storm that did that.
Mm-hmm.
And so
Also,
the chat
is gone.
Yeah. The chat asked if they could potentially buy the. This is the Discord chat, by the way, which you should join. You can see the chat in the chat. The link for the Discord right now. Boom. And if we. If the chat can buy the diamond, then yeah. We said, yeah, sure, you can buy the diamond. Then, of course, other members in the chat said, well, what if we want to make sure he stays dead? So we said, yeah, sure, you can do that. So currently, there is a little bit of a bidding war. And I think there are currently, I think it's 15.
Yeah, 1,551.
Yeah, 15.
1551. 1551.
Yeah,
to turn him to dust.
1515 for the diamond and life, and 1551 for death and dust. So currently the bid for undeath is winning by less than 50 bits. 1515 to 1551.
I don't think it's cumulative. I think it's just...
Yeah, 1551's winning for death.
Yeah, I would just frame it that way.
Okay, sure. So it's ahead...
Yeah.
It's ahead by 39 points.
39. That's right. So that's what I'm saying. It's Anyway.
We should mention the magic item because we're getting close to that.
Yes, we are also very close to the magic item. If we get to our 100% goal, which we could potentially do tonight, then the chat will get to choose a magic item that the party will receive, and all of that is going to be done on Discord, and then we will announce the item in the game and present it to the party to do with as they will. So if you are in the Discord, then you can even suggest different items to consider, and there is a whole channel for that.
Beans.
Right, that's the last one, right?
I want what's
beans.
that spell of like ordinary thing, like the
boost
spell of
levitate?
hugs and good dreams or something?
There's all kinds of different
We
things
took a
in there.
vote as the entire Loot Die Repeat community, and
did we?
Magic Beans is...
Magic Beans is the winner?
Is the winner, yeah. And they need to go to Killian.
I just want them to be Mike and
Recompense for
Ike's.
Bill.
I just want them to be literally Mike and Ike's, but like pulled from our dimension, so we think they're beans. They're just Mike and Ike.
Perfect. So there's lots of ways that our community affects the game, and we are so thankful for you because you guys make it fun and definitely keep us on our toes as we adjust to the shenanigans that ensues. All right, well, unfortunately we are missing our Echo Night this evening, but we have our druid back. So yay for our druid back to return to the fate that awaits him. But before we jump into the game, we'll give a little recap to bring you up to speed on what's been happening. So our adventurers have been traveling north to get to the Archwood, where they have the opportunity to deal with a evil hag and thereby earn the right to gain the information that they are seeking, information that will help them get through this massive magical storm that has emerged over the desert far to the northwest. They're traveling in that direction, and as they get closer and closer, the fallout from the magical storm is clearly affecting the land, as creatures that die are brought back to undeath, unlife, as they spring back into motion after 24 hours, having been exposed to the necrotic ash and not put down the right way, i.e. either being burned or disintegrated or having their heads smashed in unceremoniously. So, as the party has made their way further and further north, they have encountered more and more undead. And as they have gone, they've seen different signs of this undeath, and one evening on watch, Rubius, the archer, noticed a glowing purple entity that seemed to be circling them. Taking notice, but not approaching it or affecting it in any way, he mentioned it to the party, but morning came, and they went about their business. The next evening, there were 2 circling purple entities, which JB noticed, and at that, he decided to go and investigate. Investigating, he sought to learn what they were and quickly realized that this was part of the necrotic effects of the storm, as 2 specters seemed to be circling them and meaning to do them harm, as specters do. Speaking to them and seeking to try to negotiate or communicate, they quickly declined the invitation and sent their minions to attack, seemingly having been gathering a number of undead creatures that had encircled them and began their assault. Coming from every direction, the undead began to attack the party, and the party, and especially Ray, had a field day in smashing skulls and sending them to their doom, well, at least until the specters revived them, brought them back, and continued to send them forward. Eventually, the party recognized what was going on and focused their firepower on the specters, only to watch as they were reabsorbed into this spectral, necrotic skull that seemed to emerge in the sky, watching them, and was able to redirect spells back towards them. As it seemingly absorbed the moonbeam of Killian at the end of the battle, it let forth a giant radiant blast towards the party and hit quite squarely Killian and his beloved Burro, Bill,
And his cart.
with all of his art and supplies basically everything that made his character him. And it was...
Oh my gosh!
I mean,
Well,
you boil it down
hey,
to that line.
Hey, you're doing a really good job playing this player. Let me just take all the stuff that
yeah.
makes you away.
Basically everything that
wanna-
makes him
We
him.
gotta make a meme of like a huge hammer that
Hey,
just
I
says
just want to let you know that
character
your character sucks, so I'm going to take everything away.
I didn't
and you
say
should-
that it was taken away, just that
Exactly.
it was caught,
You didn't say that
it was
exactly.
just caught in the blast.
Yeah.
As well as several other party members, though it was only Killian who
Ooh.
was unable to avoid, and
1,600 for life.
I don't
Oh.
see real bits. There's no real bits.
Well, the bits go out once we choose the winner.
and so now as the party sees that there is a stillness in the air, the skull seemingly having left and moving back towards the north, they look around and they find that Killian is still, Bill is still, the cart lies in shambles, dead, dismembered bodies are strewn all about them, some ash, some punctured heads and broken limbs. Miku is badly hurt, though on his feet. But all eyes turn to Killian as Oliver has made his way over, pulled out a good berry, and seeks to bring back his halfling friend.
Take it.
And as the good berry is forced down Killian's throat,
One would say,
force fed?
or thunder fisted down his throat.
Oh gosh, already.
No, that would definitely kill him.
I set an alarm.
That would-
That
yeah,
was
that would
20
be a-
seconds.
That would be an instant.
I set a timer.
You watch as your friend's body receives the life-giving nectar of the good berry, and there's no response.
This usually works. And, you know, like the berries, you put it in, you're like, oh, hey, I feel refreshed, full, and alive with at least one hit point.
Well,
I was like-
I gave him a potion not too long ago. Maybe we could try that.
Killian,
Love taking a week off.
Oh, yeah. Just pretend to yell. You'll get right back in the character.
Hey guys,
There it is.
my painting.
Can I get a healing potion? And he's back.
Killian, as you watch the skull above you fill with your own moonlight that you have been calling down and redirect it back towards you, the force of the blast hits you, knocks you down in the cart, and you immediately just go dark, unconscious, as you are unable to avoid the full force of the blast. A moment later, your eyes flutter open, and you're looking up at the sky, and you see the necrotic storm directly overhead.
Interesting.
It's not just the ash which you have been traveling in, but the roiling energy of the storm. You feel the hair on your arms on end. Goosebumps cover your body. You take a breath. You sit up and look around. The grass all around you is a dead gray, rough and dry. A wind blows ash across your feet as you look around and you see what look to be homes, broken and destroyed. You look up behind you and there are mountains. You turn around and you see one particular building that immediately catches your eye, and this is the Halfway Tavern. where Morthos first found you. You are not in Everesca, but you are directly outside of it. What do you do?
I would look up to the how expansive is the storm at where it's at? Like I would look towards where I know Everesca is.
Yep.
And see what's happening.
The storm is covering the mountain range and extends out further to the west where you barely see an edge.
I would walk towards the inn.
You move towards the inn. You pass a broken hitch where you used to lasso Bill.
So
Used to.
so
He emphasized that. I just didn't know if you caught that. Used to.
You you see the tree now missing all of its leaves.
Thank you.
I mean, JB's Killian's buddy.
Right.
Nothing else.
Steve thinks this is hilarious.
You pass the tree missing all of its leaves. A giant old maple under which you used to open up your easel and paint the local scenery.
Used to.
Got it.
Right.
Theme here.
Episode
You-
used to.
You approach the halfway tavern.
There's no one around. It's dead.
There is no sign
for
of
lack
any
a better
life.
term.
You open the door, which is off its... One of the doors is broken. It's a double kind of saloon-type
Right.
opening.
Yeah, very cool. I used to kick that open like I was Clint Eastwood.
One is completely off of the hinge. The other is kind of barely hanging on. You slowly slide it open. And you go in and... It is empty.
Am I burned?
No, you're unaffected. You peer in and you see the old bar with the stools in front. Several tables are tossed, chairs broken and shattered. And you look back and there's a doorway straight ahead that wasn't there before.
Is there any sign of former life, or is it like? Does it seem like it was deserted, or something? Like people were there and they all just
It-
left at the same time?
Roll a perception check.
21.
Molly
It-
laughs. It's bad.
It seems that
Don't give it away. I could have actually rolled a 21, which
Or-
would have made him think that.
or a 1.
I rolled a 3.
Halfling luck.
Halfling
no.
luck.
Yeah, no, I would have. It was a 3.
You do see footprints in some of the ash that has blown in. They are also spatters of blood, and clearly there's a mess that's gone on here. You move forward, and you approach the door that was not supposed to be
Doesn't
there.
belong. Is it like it's on like a wall, right? Like it's not just a door
Yep.
in the middle of the room. Yeah, I'm gonna open it.
You open it up,
Your foot.
and as soon as you open it, it expands
I'm excited where this is going.
to the mouth of a cave.
Hmm.
And you watch as it expands to the mouth of the cave, and you turn around, and the tavern is gone. It fades to a cliff face that you are now standing on. And you kind of do a full 360 degrees as you turn back around to the mouth of the cave. There, standing before you, is a massive lion.
I fall down on my knees and hands.
The lion wordlessly steps up to you, puts a massive paw on your back, and pulls you in, and kind of gives you a one-armed hug, and kind of stands you on your feet. You look up at its face, and there are tears in its eyes.
Is this the end?
No, this is now.
What's happened to my home?
Paw extends and points out. And you look out, and oddly, the view at the mouth of the cave seemingly shifts, and through time and space, as if infinite speed, it flies to a view of Everesca from the sky, above the mountains. You look around, and you are in the midst of the roiling storm. The magic crackles around you, the necrotic energy wanting to take you, but unable to. And you look down through the storm, and you see a beacon of light that is shining as the storm batters and rages against a shield that is holding. A shield of radiant light.
So it still stands.
He nods.
What? Why have you brought me here?
To remind you that there is a deep, dark evil that seeks to end everything. It is focused on Everesca at the moment, but would turn to Waterdeep and then the world. And not just this realm, but all others.
I look down, and Killian's obviously dumbfounded by being there, but also just confused. What would you have me do different? I'm already on a mission to stop. Do I need to go home?
You would never make it in time. The only way to save your home is to stop this storm. Have you seen the skull?
That was the last thing I saw.
It has seen you. It knows you are coming. It knows you have been sent.
It overpowered. It took my radiance. What can we do?
It took your spell. And it is merely an extension of the one behind it.
Where should we go? Are we on?
Follow the path you're on. This is not meant to make you feel like you're doing anything wrong. It is to underscore the grave significance of the path that you are on. If you fail, there is none other who has been prepared.
Help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi.
I feel like I'm losing. Brock and I'm hanging on, and Bill had. I've tried to do everything I can, but it seems hope is being taken.
Bill may die. He may live. There is hope yet. I cannot foresee how that will end.
I don't know where we're at.
1600 for life.
Currently, life is in the lead.
I like to think there's a smaller lion counting ledgers and looking at him like,
He's
What's wrong with
like,
these
What's this little
scissors?
bit-
consult
Little
the
fluffy
other
ladies
greatest
that
god
we're
in
talking about.
history.
Save who and what you can along the way. But get to the destination as quickly as you can.
How do I reach out to you? I haven't. I need you.
I am here. I am always with you. You have my power.
I will do what I can. Hope seems to be far off lately.
Hope is always dim when one experiences loss and pain. And that is why it is critical to remember that there is evil which seeks to steal your hope, to crush your peace, to eliminate your joy. That is what the enemy does.
You're the worst.
sorry. You people.
With that, Killian changes into a lion and lets out a roar.
And as he lets out a roar, you see a little smile that crests the face of the much larger lion before you. And as you let out your roar, he puts out his hand, and your mane, which is kind of your blondish, grayish color,
Stand off the white one.
turns entirely white.
Yes!
Whoa.
And your eyes begin to glow with their own radiant flame. And you now have some additional power in your animal form.
Sweet.
Mechanically speaking, your attacks are magical, and they scale up as you reach certain levels, like
Cool.
a cantrip would.
Right.
But you lose
So-
your ability to paint.
Giveth, taketh away.
You lose opposable
Fair enough.
thumbs.
Fair
Is
enough.
he immune to the Airlord's effects now?
Zippity zoppity, your
Killian's
mane is now
always
my
been
property.
immune.
So
Warlock got known.
we were working through some sound issues. Are we being heard better now?
Think so.
Okay, good.
Everything sounds fine.
Very good. So thank you for bearing with us as we've worked through the sound issues. As I said, our resident Echo Knight / Sound Man is unable to make it tonight, so we're trying to make some adjustments on the fly. So thank you for your patience. As the roar lets out, and you notice the change within you. You turn back around and look out at the storm, and your vision goes white.
I'm chest compressing him, and I'm just slobberly, like, holding his nose and breathing into his mouth.
As
Oh God.
as you do so, his body begins to transform in front of you. He turns into the lion form that you know so well.
Is it bigger than me? Or is it
Oh,
a
yeah.
small lion?
It is bigger than you. He grows and grows, and he lets out a massive roar.
Right in your face.
It
Spittle.
is intimidating,
D4 sound damage.
and it is awe-inspiring to you in particular.
I think I turned him into a cat.
The
I-
power of thought worked too well.
I did it. I
Ollie!
did it.
Bart.
No, he's good. He's good. He's back.
Whew. Marishka stops charging up Shocking Grasp.
And I'm scritching him under his chin.
That was his chin, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Hate you.
Turn and cough.
So we're all around him, I think, at this point, I'm assuming.
You are all around him as he lays in the aftermath of his cart. There are broken supplies and paints about him. But most tragically, the still body of Bill lays still hitched to the cart, its body splayed out on the ground.
You can see his intestines and everything. Beautiful sight. I
No,
mean,
it
it's
was
just
it was
perfect.
a radiant blast of energy, and so it didn't tear him apart so much as just
Ripped him as
He-
thunder.
kind of cooked him alive.
He died peacefully.
Gosh. Damn.
Donkey jerky.
Stop!
Oh.
Oh well.
Rubius,
I don't know-
Rubius is going to approach and try to pet you.
It now matters what's
Yes,
going to
and
happen.
so we are going to give a little bit of. We're going to give 2 minutes of role playing,
Alright.
or whatever the next conversation you guys wish to have with Killian. At the end of that conversation, the chat will have determined whether Killian finds his hidden diamond or not.
that I just
I see.
forgot about.
Actually, I honestly, I apologize for prodding and poking that creature. I'm not sure why it was following us or
Honestly,
what gave me the urge to do such a thing, but
even though Bill died, which I feel really terrible about, by the way, and I still don't know why the good berry didn't like bring you back, but that was a pretty fun fight. Like if Bill didn't die, it would have been a well,
so
no, it's
Killian
still a
would've-
fun
I
fight.
agree.
Killian would have rolled over, like
Knocked me off.
Yeah, knocked you off,
Ugh.
Mm.
and then walked to where you had a clear vantage point of the storm and just sat.
Mm.
As right now, I don't know that if I have a diamond.
I agree,
You were
Ray.
Just
It gave me a chance to actually experiment on whether throwing some flair into my maneuvers assisted in hitting or damaging, and
Oh yeah,
it seems as though it did.
I saw that.
It was
You
pretty
were-
cool.
You were pretty impressive, finally.
I need more evidence. of
Most
course.
most importantly,
Evidence?
right now,
I need more evidence of the fact that it helped.
I'm gonna pet you. I'm gonna pet you. Are you okay? Can you speak in this form?
And in his mind, you guys hear like some low grumbling in his throat, but in your mind, you hear him.
Actually, you don't.
No.
Your voice comes through in your lion form.
Sounds like Liam Neeson too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't do Liam Neeson's voice. So.
Don't recite the deep magic to me, witch. I was
And it
there
calls
when
you
it was written.
Came out weird.
So you can talk now as an animal.
We must move.
Move where?
I'm keeping an eye on the tree line while all this is going down. I'm just watching to make sure nothing comes out.
Well,
Roll a perception check.
I think we are going to Mulhessen,
Should probably shut up about that.
Well, why wouldn't he say go to Mulhessen? Why did he say move? It sounds like move is somewhere else. Are we
Well,
going to
13.
Mulhessen? Are we going?
Well,
13.
Hessen is somewhere else.
I guess that's true.
And as they're bickering, I roar loudly. Quiet!
Okay!
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's interesting.
I can be loud too!
No, let him have this moment.
Okay.
And then as when she says that, I show my teeth to her.
Oh.
Aggressively.
He's just smiling. Just
Oh.
smiling, yeah.
Okay.
To prove his point.
Makes sense.
Well, everybody hop on him.
We are moving too slow.
We don't have a horse anymore.
Too slow compared to what?
Actually, we do.
Life
we
is
do.
being taken around us and around this plane quickly. No longer can we lose focus.
While he's
You mean
talking,
we
I'm
can't-
also setting the bodies of the zombies on fire, like just
No,
one
you're
by
not.
one.
Not
just-
until after we search them all.
Of the ones that have been like brought back a couple of times.
Rooster,
hands.
stop lighting things on fire all the time.
That's what I do.
Marishka, as you are going through those bodies, in the necklace of one of them,
Ooh.
there is a gold necklace, very valuable, disheveled and ruined fine dress that a woman was clearly killed within. And at the bottom of the necklace is a very large diamond.
It's a rich ass zombie.
Pick it up. Look back at Killian the lion.
Do I see it?
Look. No, I'm just holding it to me.
Yep, you
Look
see
back
it.
at the diamond. I would know how much this thing is worth, right?
You would know
I
that
mean,
it
I stole
is
from people.
probably a diamond that can be used in a magical way.
So she like turns towards
Yeah.
me and then turns away from me, and
No-
by the time she
I'm
turns
turning
back-
towards you. Stop.
Oh, I thought you
getting
were,
on
like,
my-
looking at the
Jump
body,
on
like,
my
as you-
hackles. I was weighing the odds. Yeah. But I
but
will.
before you like as you're having that thought, Killian is at your side in line for me.
What?
And then he transfers back.
Look what I found. You've
Can
done.
can I
something
have
with
that?
this before, right?
JB says, "Oh yes, I thought I'd never get paid back for the last one." And reaches.
Slaps your hand away with mage hand.
It does nothing to me.
JB,
You, I don't have a special
I
mage hand.
Slaps you.
I get I will repay you for that one. This one though is
Also his.
spoken for.
You know one of these zombies here.
No, but I do know that donkey.
The donkey.
Yes. Been with me since I was younger.
You were gonna say little.
Yeah.
And then I was gonna make a joke
the,
saying
oldest,
you are
did
little.
too.
the oldest
Like
donkey
it.
on the planet.
Killian, I know the donkey is
Oh.
important to you, but
Hey.
what are you going to do if one of us dies in the next few days?
I don't have a choice. The chat bought the diamond, so I understand.
A
But I've
breeze from
known
God knocks it out of my
I've
hands.
known this animal longer than I've known any of you, and at this point probably anybody left on this Earth, planet, existence. And I know that in your minds he is a dumb animal who pulls a cop, but
Ooh, I never tested his intelligence. I would.
oh,
Never,
it's
I
not
would
very
never
high.
assume.
He can't hear me.
Oh, me and him, we've had some moments.
This has a time effect, doesn't it?
It does.
We should probably move now if we're
Thank
going to do
you.
it.
And then I cast Revivify.
Good luck.
Thanks.
Killian
Who's gonna persuade the donkey?
walks over. There is no persuasion.
Oh. Okay, darn.
This is between Killian and Bill.
Now I gotta come up with a whole backstory that I didn't do on this one.
For Bill.
For
Don't you remember that time?
Don't you remember the time that you
when
were
you
pulling
pulled
me
another
out?
card? We've been through so many cards together.
the time I took you to the
This
vet.
is so silly. Okay,
Woke up with a cold on your
but
head.
I'm
As-
pumped to have
As
my
Killian
ability
kneels
back.
down and he begins the ritual to revive his oldest friend, you watch as a divine light begins to glow over the burro's body,
I have an idea.
and Killian begins to pray under his breath as you all kind of wordlessly watch. You know that this has both succeeded and failed in the past.
True.
It is not a guarantee. And none of you really have the relational bandwidth to seek to intervene, except for maybe Oliver,
It's true.
who
Not Bart.
has been sharing conversations with Bill at night.
Got a secret.
So, Bart and or Oliver, how do you seek to influence the ritual?
I want to do two things. So his cart was blown apart, but I do know from taking an interest in Killian's paintings, just perusing through, that Bill made his way into some of the portraits.
Absolutely.
And I have a mending spell. So what I'd like to do is go around and find little bits and pieces of Bill and mend them back together in little tiny pictures or parts of the pictures and give them.
He has like a super long neck and some of them just
Yeah.
for no reason.
I tried. Like, honestly, it's a new ability for me. He looks more like a giraffe. But, so I
Looks like a children's drawing.
basically, I rolled and I was able to get, if you'll allow, I don't know how you want me to roll mending.
Roll an Arcana check.
Okay. 17.
That's really good.
So,
By way of reminder, chat, you can cheer bits to influence advantages and disadvantages and to do all of that fun stuff. I don't know how many advantages you guys currently have. That might be useful. So you roll the 17 on your con. You actually are able to mend rather well. And now, having done that, how are you presenting that to Bill to try to influence
yes.
the ritual?
I'm laying them out as, from what I gathered, some of the oldest paintings he had back there to his newest. And I'm talking to him. I'm whispering into his ear and kind of flopping these in front of his cold,
Dead
lifeless, dead
eyes.
eyes. Bill, you've always been a good listener. And really, you've been a warm body that I've snuggled up to in the cold nights on the road. I want to show you how loved you are. Your master here, Killian, Mr. Killian, he's been painting you for, best I can tell, years. Here's your first one. I couldn't get your ear in that one. It didn't mend back. And then here's another one, a couple of years old. You'll notice you have no lower half, which is kind of like right now. But this one, the third one here, the third one here's, looks maybe 6 months old, and it's intact. And he put a smile on your face in the painting, and I think it showed how much he loved you. And I also think it showed how much you loved him. You weren't just a beast of burden to him. You were his companion, like you were for me. I'm sure you listened like you did for me. And you were useful and helpful. Which, if you boil it down, I think that's what we all want to be. Useful, helpful, and loved. I appreciate you not saying anything to anyone. Not that you could talk, because in this painting you're missing the front of your face. But, come on back, please.
Please roll your perception check.
Perception?
Persuasion, sorry.
Persuasion?
Yes.
I'm actually good at that.
Yes, dude.
I'm going to use an advantage here, too.
Yes.
Okay.
Using an advantage on an NPC donkey.
Okay, wait. Can Rubia speak donkey?
They tried.
The ritual, you guys would know that the ritual kind of cuts through
We're all speaking donkey right now.
language. There is something within the ritual itself that allows a degree of communication with the departed.
The gift of tongues.
26.
That's very good. Killian, do you wish to say anything to seek to seek to draw back the soul of your friend?
So I dig into my. Yeah, I'm back. I dig into my pocket and I pull out some nuts and berries that I gather. Mr. Bill, we've been through a lot. You were there when my wife passed, and just a young lad you were then, and you're made to carry a load, but you've always made my load lighter, and I really appreciate that. Both we've had long talks, which these people won't understand because they can't talk to you like I can. But you've always been a good listening ear, and like Mr. Oliver said, and well, I haven't had a friend like you since my friends that I lost in the war way back when. So I'd appreciate if, well, you wouldn't leave me too. I'm not sure how much more loss I can take.
That's Bart.
And then I just kind of move my hand through his mane.
Yep. And as you complete the ritual, go ahead and roll your Revivify straight.
I'm using him.
Can I aid him?
2d20. Go ahead.
Oh, that looks good.
17.
As you complete the ritual,
No cart.
Bye, John.
Like I said, I'll lighten his load. He lightened mine.
and the light fades. You watch first as the broiled flesh mends. The hair magically returning to his light fur. The brokenness of his body seems to be straightened, his back firmed once more, the tail regrown, and you watch as the eyes pop open, and he kind of leans up and looks at you, and you all hear audibly.
Yes.
No way.
You're lying.
I was hoping so much. Oh, that's great. I really appreciate all that.
Wait.
Oh
Wait, did you
my
know he could do this the whole time?
gosh.
He could do this the whole time?
Well, not that. Bill.
Well, I mean, none of you really listened before.
Yeah, he's got a point. Yeah. Yeah, no, yeah. Yeah.
Oh, this is
I'm
strange.
so confused. Do you think it's
the
ash?
I give him a hug. Like just like I'm hanging from his neck.
He just keeps laying there and lets you hug him, and then he kind of, after you let go, he gets up and shakes off and kind of looks back at the cart. Oh, that's a shame.
Yeah.
Maybe you can fix it.
I might be able to fix it.
I have mending. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that would be better.
But all I was able to put together was a tire, a wheel. I don't know if you looked. It's like a toothpick.
I see the wheel. It's more like kind of triangle-y. I don't know how well it's going to roll,
Yeah,
you know?
I mean, I was a tail, so shapes aren't my thing. So
That's true.
Yeah.
Maybe we can turn it into like a unicycle or something, and then Killian just sits on the unicycle and Bart and Bill pulls it.
Well, I think we're getting lost in semantics here.
Yeah.
Killian as a talking lion told us we need to move, and too many people are dying, and now we have a talking donkey, and
You can call me Bill.
yeah, Bill. I'm Bart / Oliver.
I'm Ray. Well, really Ray Esmeralda, but you can call me Ray.
I know.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
I've
he's-
never talked to a donkey before, or really an animal. Well, I guess technically you're an animal.
I look at Bill and I go,
a little bit.
All right.
Bill, Mr. Bill, did you by chance see anything while you were gone?
Well, I talked to you, the big lion, and you said everything was gonna be okay.
Aw.
Holy crap!
Are you sure it was me, or was it a much more larger version of me?
Holy crap! He met the cat lord.
It looked like you when you turned into a lion,
Hmm.
Are you the cat lord?
except with whiter
No,
hair.
you're not the cat lord.
JB, you wanna help me loot the bodies?
Okay. Well, I'm glad you're here. I would have been quite distraught without you.
I'll go up and pretend like I'm petting Bill, congratulating him. But I'll be casting Detect Magic and Identify. Figure out what the hell this thing is that came back
It's so good to have you back.
after all the flakes are landing
Examining
on his
his
dead body.
gums.
There is no magical aura to him, but
That I can see.
there is certainly something. You sense power
Is he a donkey? Or a mule?
in your identify spell.
Yeah, is he an object?
He is a donkey. He is a living, breathing donkey.
Dot dot dot.
I specifically touch his vocal cords too. Oh, good donkey.
Just looks at the one eye, just kind of looks at you, and just says, "A little higher behind the ears."
I'll indulge him momentarily with
Wait,
one
was a
finger.
donkey.
Oh, that's what he's doing.
Oh.
That makes sense.
Then I'll walk off and
Our
inspect
DM is so complex.
loves me.
bosses with
Yeah.
bodies with.
We're
Chris,
Marisha.
get your face out of there.
All right.
Decapitator.
So
JB and I are looking.
So Bill is on his feet, and he's kind of nudging pieces of the cart back.
Mend.
So you can roll. Do you have mending,
just a
JB?
magic component.
Mend.
No, I don't.
It's
Okay,
new.
so-
I don't know.
It's an Arcana check. I need you to.
Great.
It's basically. You're gonna roll
Mm-hmm.
until you get either 3 successes or 3 failures.
Crit.
That's 2 successes.
I don't know. It's working. You see that? Mend. Shit, it's 2/3 done. Crit fail. All right. I spoke too soon.
Wait. I'll give you this just because I'm being kind. You are within 30 feet of Killian.
Oh.
Reroll. Quick, Ray, tell me, what does a wheel look like again? Circle. Got it.
Yep.
18.
Okay?
And so that's
That'd be
that's
three
three
successes.
successes.
Maybe.
Okay.
It is.
17. Okay.
Yeah, it's 3. 15.
Circles done.
You had to roll higher for the mending than for the revivify.
Seriously.
You did. The chat didn't buy the card.
and I look back at JB. I go, it was easy. Is that how you feel all
Yes,
the
I
time?
have trained you well.
I know. Thank you very much.
So it's a bit
wonky.
loose, and it might do with some carpentry touch-ups and reinforcement, but the arcane mending seems to have done the trick to at least get it to where it will
Yeah.
be able to travel along with you. And as you, Marishka and JB, roll investigation,
I would like to go through my stuff and see what's left.
and go ahead and roll an investigation.
Ugh,
Don't forget the trading cards of donkeys I made
Not
you.
great.
11.
Yeah, this place
11.
is banished.
Okay.
Are you sure I'm not
Please-
just like glancing over everything?
Yeah. You are. Please roll a d100.
This will teach you to go on vacation and see your real family.
Real family.
19.
A 19. Okay. You are able to find 19 of your paintings that are still intact,
Out of 4,000.
I was gonna-
and some of the ones that you find are of particular sentimental value. It seems that some of the ones that you cared about the most were somehow preserved.
Hmm.
And as you recognize this and see this, you just hear in your mind, don't lose hope.
That was JB right behind you.
Yeah.
Now drink some coffee.
He licks your earlobe a little.
I wrap them up and put them.
Sorry.
I put them in a saddlebag on Bill, outside of the cart now.
You find a couple of brushes, which could probably still be used. You find your easel, which Oliver mends for you. It's not as complex as the cart.
Right. Good job.
Cute
And
donkeys.
you find not all of the range of paint colors that you had, but you find red, yellow,
Cadmium yellow.
blue.
Yeah, you can make any color
And
now.
Yeah,
with
right.
those three, you feel like you can
They seem primary for some reason.
you can make most of all the other stuff. There's a white in there, a little black in there.
Oh yeah, we're good. Then.
You're good.
What more do you need?
It'll test your skills, but
I like it.
you can work with it.
Now I have to roll 2 crits to paint anything.
Are we off
what,
to
what, were
Mulhessen?
what were your investigation checks?
A
Mm.
9.
9.
Does that include me going back to the rich lady zombie? I kind of want to hit her up again.
20.
He's got a coin purse
20.
with 40,000 gold.
That's what I'm looking for.
So, JB, you kind
Did
of
you say
keep
40?
your distance and you evaluate. Most of these bodies were probably dead a long time, or at least a couple of weeks. They're fetid and nasty and rotting. You do find one that still has a belt with a coin purse on it. And you find the equivalent of 25 gold within that coin purse.
25?
Yep.
Alright. I bring that coin purse as we're still looking over to Killian. And I say, well, friend, you've had a rough week and a half here. Perhaps this can lighten the load. This could pay for repairs on anything you need and perhaps some new paints. Is
How much was it?
25 gold.
25 gold.
I do appreciate it, and I do still owe you a diamond. Don't think that that's not lost on
No.
me.
A thing of the past.
You
honestly.
owe me a diamond now, too.
I know you gave that.
No,
to me
it's
of your
Founders
free will.
Keepers. It was Founders right.
Actually, Mariska, you're not in that conversation.
No!
I
Oh,
need
you're
you-
lucky.
I need you to roll a Constitution save.
Oh, good.
Oh, boy.
Oh, this is why I was not
Ooh, you
pickpocketing.
touched the wrong zombie.
Punished. Con save.
No, so close.
15.
15. You
That was real close. to-
start to rustle through some of the clothes, and
That's what I get.
as you do so, you kind of, unfortunately, get your hands all up in a
Ugh.
nasty
Oh,
pustule that kind of bursts all over you.
so I just want to, like, this background of the broken cart and, like, the somber moment, and you just hear her go, this is the worst day of my life.
And as soon as
All
that
the tragedy
happens,
that's
as
happening.
soon as that happens, you immediately kind of just create fire and kind of burn all of the goop off of you, and you're able to react quickly enough so as not to allow anything to seep in. You are able to resist the disease that may have taken root, and you decide maybe we just need to burn up the rest of these bodies. There is a sword and two axes from the greater zombies, but when you inspect them, JB, they're devoid of any power or magic. Whatever was animating these creatures seems to had also been empowering the weapons that these greater zombies wielded.
Mm-hmm.
So you finish the rest of your evening. You take a full, long rest. Get a little bit of a later start the next day.
You burn everybody, right?
The bodies are cremated, and you begin the last
Oh, never mind.
3 days towards Mulhessen. And I need someone to roll a d10 for me.
Is this a new day? All the days before I say before we go to bed, I do her ring in the.
Yep, you had done that previously. Yep,
3.
that was you had done that.
The
3?
same. Yep. Before we
Okay.
went to bed the night before.
Okay, as you move forward, you begin to see that the forests, which are light, it's not heavy woods, but wooded nonetheless, they begin to give way to more farmland again. And in particular, there's various crops of corn and the typical variety that farmers would grow, but you begin to see that the landscape begins to get more hilly. And on those hills, you see vineyards that are being grown. And there are miles and miles of grapevines that are in various stages of pruning and viticulture.
Viticulture. Good word. Good word. Is there
Many trellises and vines.
is there like a homestead?
As you make your way forward, you come across what looks to be a large two compounds that are kind of built on opposite sides of the road, both of them offset. Both of them are boarded up.
Freaking zombies.
Do you care to do anything with them?
Should I oy
Do
Melinda
it.
it?
Can I just roll a perception to see if there's anything? If I see any sense movement or?
Go ahead and
like anything going on.
go ahead and roll a perception check. You go to the farmhouse that is on the west side of the road first,
25.
and you approach the boards and the door. You put your ear, and you don't hear anything. It seems empty, still. There is a large barn. The doors are open. Nothing is within. There's implements for farming, and in particular, there is a large, you see another building with a wine press. This is a vineyard that is abandoned. The main homestead is boarded up and has been left.
Sorry. Go ahead.
I was gonna investigate some of the vines. Like, I'm looking.
Zombie grapes.
No, I'm looking to see like how well kept are they, or are these way overgrown and this has been a while that it's been boarded up, or do they still look prim and
Question.
proper?
I like it.
I'm trying to look for
Go ahead and roll your investigation.
What time of day is
21.
It's around 11 o'clock in the morning.
it? Okay.
It's just
Oh
relatively.
yeah, we woke up and then fought things.
Yeah. You woke up in
Well,
the
we-
middle of the night and you
And fell asleep.
went on your way. You got a late start. I'd say like around 9 a.m. And rather early on in your travel that day, you came across
Can we
these.
say that we short rested maybe?
Well,
Um,
you completed your long rest.
Yeah, we got our
So
long
you
rest in.
all got a long rest after the battle.
After the battle.
Yep. You had not completed a long rest prior to the
Prior
battle.
to.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds
Yeah.
good.
21 on my investigation.
That's good.
I'm actually good at that as Bart.
Yeah, you are. So
Wish we all had 2
you
characters to play.
you see that these
Build a burrow.
that these vines are very well kept. And there's some on some of them, maybe some little succulent branches that have come off, so they haven't necessarily been pruned recently,
Mm-hmm.
but they are not so overgrown that, it's been weeks that they've gone unpruned.
Having spent 3 years in a bar working for Melinda and knowing where we're going,
Roll a history check with advantage.
as he's walking around, like, holding his chin, he takes his, like, he retracts a claw and he starts to prune while he's thinking.
Okay?
And you just hear him going, yes, as he's going around. Crit.
Wow.
I'm rolling well tonight.
So
Can
you
we kill
know,
things now?
in particular from your travels, not only in Westgate with Melinda, but in particular as well on your internship with Whitebeard, one of the common goods that one might abscond with was wine and alcohol. And one of the favorites of your crew was Mulhessen mulled wine. And you know that these grapes around Mulhessen are part of the fabled Mulhessen vineyards, which are used for their very famous mulled wine.
Hey, we're in mulled wine country.
Oh.
It's a delicacy.
Mulled wine.
You see JB tasting the soil. He said, "Oh yes, I would just simply love to have this land for my beans."
This is a great place. Very temperate climate,
Mm.
nutrient rich. Just over yonder, if you get the wind just right, you can smell the clove and the cinnamon, all the things, the allspice, all that goes into the mulled wine. You
And
smell it?
as you smell,
No.
go
It
ahead.
smells like death.
I smell zombie flesh.
Not
That's
here.
the
You,
allspice.
here you don't.
It's on risk.
It seems that this vineyard had been boarded up and left. You go over to the one on the east side of the road and roll another perception check, Killian.
21.
You approach, and as you approach, you don't get but maybe 50 feet within that of the house, and you hear something. You look at the barn, and it is boarded up, and you hear a kind of a banging from with inside. And you look at the house itself, and you hear a as the door opens very lightly, and you see a face that kind of peeks out.
We're alive, not dead. No.
Atmospheric.
You may have
Crazy storm.
Yeah, there's a very strong thunderstorm. Are we still streaming?
Still alive.
Dude, this is sweet. I love this. It's atmosphere.
If we can't see the dice, that just means we get to make up the numbers,
Oh,
right?
hey,
It looks sweet on screen, though.
In the dead
It
of the dark.
does.
It's a nat 20.
Wow.
Oh man, another
You
crit!
hear, you hear that? That's
Yeah.
really close.
Oh.
But we may lose power here, and if we do,
Means
C'est
we
la vie.
died.
say la vie. But you hear a voice that calls out to you, Gray, come on in. As the door opens wide, and you see two elderly-looking dwarves. One with long gray beard, and a female, presumably his wife, with very thick gray hair that's bound up, and it has, some more than common bands and catches in it, and they kind of motion you to come in, and they motion to all of you to come in.
But someone's in the barn.
No,
There are two zombies in
that's-
there.
thing in the barn. We trapped it there. Couldn't take care of it myself.
As much as I'd like to accept, I think we must be on our way.
There's something trapped in the barn.
As you kind of see Killian already start to turn.
What? Where are you going?
Is it nighttime?
No,
It's the middle of the day.
morning.
It's about noon at this point. Where are you going?
We're going north.
Are you going to Mulhessen?
Through it, yep.
Nifty.
Nifty or nefty?
He looks to his wife and calls her Nefty.
Okay.
Nefty, what do you think? Hey, let's get out of here. And the dwarf looks at you. Says, "We're the Truscolds. We own this farm, the vineyard, and can you take us with you? Can you protect us? You must be strong to get out here, all right? And he looks up at Ray. We want to go with you.
Oh, I'm very strong.
I look at Morthos and JB, kind of looking for their thoughts.
We can pay.
I think we should give him a
Morthos is in,
chance.
so. It's a dangerous road, and we're trying to move quickly.
You have a carriage we can ride in, maybe?
Well, it's a
I
little bit
see.
broken.
I say, how about
Oh, we have the other one.
how about this? We don't need coin per se.
Well,
As everyone looks at me like I'm crazy.
I mean, yeah.
I say you seem to have been trading around these parts for quite some time. Perhaps
Give me your whole farm.
perhaps after we solve this whole problem for the whole world shortly, you could maybe intertwine us with your connections of trade and travel throughout town. We are in the business of beverages as well, not wine, of course. No competition.
Absolutely. Whatever you need, I'll help you.
And money. Just less money.
We do need a small maintenance fee for room and board.
What's for you in town?
We can pay 100 gold apiece.
That works.
Will work.
There's a bank in town. If the bank has the money.
What's in town for you? A lot of people are leaving.
They are.
Well, we've heard that it's dangerous there.
It is. You
It
watch his shoulders kind of slump and then slump even further.
Fear not, for that is not our stopping point. We are heading east after.
Right into the storm.
Eventually.
You
I'll
could
tell you what,
probably hop off.
If you
before
can
we
get us to Mulhessen, I can pay you gold. I can give you whatever you need. And if you can make sure it's safe for us, I'll even give you a family secret.
Oh.
I do like secrets.
Information
what's the-
is fair
Family
trade
secret
for me.
as-
What do you think?
Is a secret like a story
It's
that
information.
only one person knows?
Very much. So.
I like
You
stories.
could write it down.
I would write that
Sounds
down.
like a rip
Well, I'm
roaring
all for
adventure.
helping people, so.
You're willing to
Is it you and her and 47 children, or just you and her?
No, well, our children are dead.
Oh,
Oh
Yeah,
God.
saw that
Womp
coming.
womp.
we've
we
been
ha-
through a lot
all
of death lately
47?
as well.
We have no heirs.
My wife is dead.
No heirs?
Oh,
My
No.
heir doesn't know who I am.
Well,
sorry.
Why do you want to go to Mulhessen? What's there for you?
Let's
Well,
laugh.
they're
Let's
A
move
more
on.
secure home.
A more secure home.
Aye.
So
We're
they're
out here by
in the middle of
ourselves.
What are you,
nowhere.
what are you
Our
going to do
staff
with this
is-
home?
Our staff has left us. We'll bolt it up and come back later when we have our staff back.
Let's go. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's. Killian's kind of like walking.
Do we take care of the thing in the barn and just leave it?
We
I
can
vote
leave
taking
it.
care of the thing on the barn. Oh.
That's one for that, one for leave it. Martha
Leave it.
says leave it.
I'm in.
What
You're in-
is the thing in the barn?
Mariska
I
can
don't
just
care
put it-
what it
Yeah,
is.
how important is the barn to you? Like,
It's
is it? You'd be
a couple of
devastated if it
dead
caught on
horses
fire.
and the stable boy that tended to them.
Oh, that's
Oh,
a
we
shame.
should let that be.
That's what I said.
Man.
I'm now on team leave it.
Rubius and Ray, can you help grab a bag for these kind people? As
I'm on it.
Hi, thank you kindly.
Uh,
Oh, the storm's crazy.
The
You're
storm-
very welcome. and
I think
happy to help
we
you
don't
count
have a
every
lot of room,
Oh,
so
so
if we
creepy.
can condense.
Wish we were in a horror scene.
So they
Because we're not.
pack up,
Let's go in the bar.
and you have 2 dwarves that are now accompanying you, and
We put him in our carriage,
you put them
pulled
in your
by the
in your
spectral
carriage.
horse.
Yep,
Yeah, I go in with them
You said 100
Okay.
gold each.
100 gold each. Yep.
to be paid when we get there.
Think of all the stopwatches you can buy.
We're not getting paid.
No, we're gonna use that
All right.
gold to hire their flaming fist to take them south. Just so you know.
That actually
And-
makes sense. Yep.
There's no gold.
And you make your
Helping
way
people if you don't get
I
paid.
guess towards Mulhessen.
the rest of the day.
Can
There
we
are-
sleep?
You pass no one on the road. There are several zombies that you kill periodically throughout the day. None of them that threaten your party, but you do take them out anytime you see them. And it's not just undead individuals. There are some undead animals as well
Hmm.
that accost you. And you make your way, and you reach evening. Who is taking the first watch?
I will.
Rubius. All right. Is anyone staying up with Rubius?
I'll join him.
I want to ask the dwarf if he will too. The male dwarf
To stay up with you?
to stay. Yeah, to stay up and keep watch. Would you mind helping while you're here?
Aye. You do note that he brought a battle axe with him,
Noise.
and
What's his name again?
Nefty and
Billick. Billick and Nefty Trustgold.
Do I recognize that name at all or no?
Roll history check.
The last 4 letters are GOLD.
Yeah.
Oh, we need to befriend these guys.
Mhm.
Trust Gold.
Yeah.
Trust
Ooh.
fund, baby
Roll
gold.
it.
It's my last
Roll
name.
all in the history. I think it's a +1 and or.
I think it's because Morthos isn't here. That's why
It's a
history check
20.
went
20. You know that the Trustgold family are dwarven traders that hail specifically, well, used to hail from Mithril Hall.
Mithril Hall?
Mithril
That's
Hall.
quite a
Like
name.
a hall of Mithril?
Mm-hmm. And that
This is why I always say help people. Reading poor handwriting, do unto others something, something, something money. I didn't get all the whole book. I'm gonna fill it in.
That's why it's called the Golden
So,
Rule.
Billick, as you travel and talk, Billick explains to you that he was raised in the family business, and his family had a mine that was very successful, but that
They call it a mine.
I bet all the mithril.
A mine!
I bet all the mithril was in the barn.
I can't. I can't with you guys.
This is like
and he has a cousin in Mulhessen who is the blacksmith there, and he otherwise has no kin. And he and his wife decided to get into the wine business when they in their later years and retire and kind of live an easy, calm life after a life of furthering the family business, which he kind of pats his axe and gives the inference that he was more than just a trader,
Mm-hmm.
as all dwarves are, but his family were traders primarily, but handy with the axe as well.
Can I roll an overall insight to see if they seem to be hiding anything throughout our conversations?
Go ahead and roll an insight check.
Why can't you just trust people?
18.
He doesn't seem to be fabricating anything. What you sense from him is a deep sense of pride and a bit of sadness when he talks about his family.
So this is before watching things. I would bring out my goodberry wine and have him taste it and ask him if he can help teach a process.
Oh,
or know anything about it.
that's very good. How do you make that?
Well, I was hoping
That answered that.
I was hoping that you would be able to teach me some of the viticulture, if you will.
Well, I can
So it's goodberry, and
teach you how to make wine. I've never used good berries. I didn't know we could do that.
Well, neither did I till I was gifted this, so I only have a limited amount, but I'd love to be able to
Well,
We've got a couple days to travel. Maybe.
my friend Farrell, the vineyard across the way, he's an elf. Maybe he knows. He knows lots of things.
Where was he at?
They left and went to Mulhessen.
Okay.
I wanted to stay and defend our land, but didn't expect what happened to happen.
And what was his name again?
Farrell.
Pharrell.
I would be chatting with the wife. Oh wait, are we keeping watch now? I don't really know what.
Yeah, I
time
mean this.
day
I
we are.
presume that this kind of
Okay.
happened along the way. Was there anything specifically you wanted to chat about?
I just wanted to talk to her about her family and everything, how she's been holding up. But I do want to see like if she seems like an. Not only that, but how rich. And if they seem terrified, that they know something that they might be terrified of, or it's just like a general, they've seen stuff happen around them.
They're afraid of for the sake of the narrative, they're afraid of the undead, not necessarily like you guys did notice a burn pile, by the way, outside of the kind of off the beaten path, but on their vineyard. So they've defended themselves. They're capable. She has a hammer, a war hammer with her.
Oh, these people are badass.
So they're just elderly. They're elderly dwarves.
I'm doing her hair.
And it's not that they're afraid. They're just very tired.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like they just wanted peace, and their peace has been broken.
So I would have helped her freshen up along the way and done her hair up
Peace was never an option.
very prettily with braids.
I guess she appreciates that, and she talks with you, and they enjoy your company and are pleasantly engaged with your party. You go through the evening. Was there any conversations you guys wish to have amongst yourselves during the watch about any of the stuff going on? Actually, hold that. Before we do that, we're going to do our first giveaway of the night.
Whoa.
So we are going to do the dice. So if you would like
was
the
a storm.
opportunity to win the golden dice that are there, you can type into the chat right now, ! Bill lives, ! Bill lives, BILLL,
Free Bill.
3 L's, IVES, Bill lives. Bill lives! All one word, ! Bill lives, for your chance to win those dice. And in a little bit, we will give away some of those minis as well. 5 new subs. We'll give away the Lucrota with it.
We're also about 6.1% away from the choice magic item.
Oh, very close to the choice magic item. We
Like-
can get that guy tonight,
Like
and
3,000.
then the chat will get to on Discord. We'll get to choose the magic item, and we will take care of all that on Discord. Join our Discord channel. You can see the link right in our chat, and we would love for you to influence the booty that the party receives. Right. So, ! Bill lives for your chance to win those dice. Were there any conversations you wish to have with each other on the watch? First, it was Oliver and Billick and Rubius.
Hey, Billick. Mithril Hall, huh?
Hey?
Our buddy over here, he's got some mithril, and he's got this. Show him the thing you have.
You've got mithril?
What are you doing?
Yeah, just show him the thing. Didn't you hear what he said? That he's got like
gonna
a cousin in town.
Reach into
who's
his
a-
pants, where he stores it,
No, not that thing. Whoa.
and he's gonna pull out the hilt.
Oh, okay.
Whoa. It looks broken, but fancy.
I know how to fix it. If only I can find some mithril.
Ooh.
I'm so close to my goal.
So what I was connecting here is he's got a cousin who's from
Is
Mithril
that-
Hall.
That's not. May I? May I hold
Of
it?
course you can.
He holds it and immediately kind of feels the heft. He feels the heft.
It lights up
And
in his
Damn it! Hate you!
He looks at you and says, and disappears.
Says, "This isn't pure mithril. There's adamantine woven through here."
It's a bit of a blend.
That's a very, very rare process.
Hmm.
You know how to do this?
I think so. I used to before I hit my head.
Never held a hammer in his life.
Did it the wrong way.
That's incredible.
What can I say?
My cousin, you should meet him.
I would love to right now. Let's go to him.
Well, look, that's the first place we'll go.
Yeah. He said he was the blacksmith in Mulhessen where
Yeah.
we're going.
I'm
From
excited to
Mithril
meet
Hall.
him.
Probably knows a thing or two about what you need.
Do you think he knows about
You
Mithril?
know a thing about too about.
I think so, yeah. Do you know stuff about Mithril?
I don't as much beyond, well, what every dwarf knows, but
I would love to meet him.
my
What's your-
cousin
yeah.
Kessin.
Kessin?
Kessin.
Same last name? Trustgold?
Aye.
Is that Kesscen?
Aye.
Now you know this lad, so do you think it's possible that he could help me fix this?
It's not a.
If you know that smelting technique,
I
he
do.
certainly has the setup for it. He's the best smith in these parts. As all Trustgolds are, the best at what they do.
And how much does he typically cost to use the smithy?
Tell you what, I'll put in the word for you. We'll make it happen. As long as you get us there alive. Today went smoothly enough, that's good.
Oh, yeah, we could do that.
You killed like 33 of those things, I was counting.
No harm will befall you while I am near.
We're losing a lot of frames, by the way.
So you have that conversation, and you move on to the next watch. Who's taking that watch?
I would take it.
Have a
Anyone
Am I
staying
taking
up with
with me?
Mariska?
I'm
Sleeping.
No.
Okay.
Perceptions.
Yeah. No. I wouldn't. Yeah, I would. Yeah, I would.
You stay.
I'm staying awake.
Stay awake.
Yeah.
Okay. I need each of you to roll perception.
thank
There was
God.
nothing in the first watch.
Okay.
It's always mine.
I would have seen it.
13.
Nice.
Crit.
Oh, nice and medium.
31.
Weak sauce.
That's true. It's no 40.
Killian.
Yeah.
The first thing that strikes you as you look out is that you are seeing in the dark.
Oh snap! Dark vision.
What?
Dang it!
I need to
You
die.
didn't even die.
Cool. That's awesome.
Mariska, you notice his eyes are glowing a radiant glow. And as you look out in the dark, you don't see anything that is of an immediate threat. Your eyes track to the sky, and you see a face smiling at you.
Remember.
No,
It says SFX.
it is not a face of a lion. It is a
Oh.
face of a skull.
Ooh.
The skull says
Stop hitting me!
That's really freaky.
It is just maybe 100 feet up in the clouds, not giant. It's just in the clouds, kind of wispy in form. There's a very slight purplish glow to it as it just stares down at your whole little group with a wry smile. Gaunt, empty eyes, no nose, just smiling at you,
Can only
watching.
he see it?
Hmm?
Can only he see it?
Oh, he critted his perception.
He
so.
he points up, and Mariska, you follow, and just on the edge of your dark vision, you see the purplish glow as well.
No.
Does it look like it's?
It's just
Moving?
watching.
So is it like a massive
I
kind of
don't like killing-
illusion,
we're
almost
killing.
looking thing in the clouds, or is
I'm
it the
gonna
way it
kill it
appeared
later.
to us? Like,
Yeah, think
80 feet away.
think the green skull in Harry Potter with the Death Eaters and
Ooh.
Voldemort,
And then what?
except this is a little bit. This is purpley.
It's your own little twist.
Killian, are you seeing that?
It just stays there.
The skull is there, peering down, watching you all.
Don't wake JB again. Don't just run up to it.
It's
I was gonna fly up to it.
It's the same. It's the same skull that was
Killed me.
That killed you.
Do you want me to? Toast it?
No. No.
You do recall that the lion told you that you were being watched, that you had drawn their attention, and that they were watching you. And so you make that connection in your mind.
Okay. I turn into a lion and just look back at it and show my growl and show my teeth.
It stares down at you. You hear an audible chuckle, both of you. And then it disapparates.
Anything sound familiar about the chuckle? Have we heard somebody laugh like that before? No? Okay. Just miscellaneous. I didn't know if it was the lady.
I know that chuckle.
You get through the rest of the watch, and
I know the timber.
you make your way till the next morning.
We would warn the people that we're trading that with.
You let everyone else know. The final watch is Ray and JB, and you get through that. Were there any conversations that either Killian and Marishka or JB and Ray wished to have?
I thought you were really cool in the battle. I mean, not like your normal cool self, but like an extra cool self. And Ray will just continue talking about how awesome he fought for the next. How long are you on watch with me? 4 hours?
No, they're 3-hour watches.
3
basically.
hours. She describes each move that she made.
Vivid detail.
Yes.
You know, Ray, over the past, I have lived long enough to see generations go by of some of these races around here, and so I can tell, give or take, when there are things happening in someone's life that basically is a maturation process to the next stage of how they live. It seems as though the past few weeks, some things have been sparking in your mind's eye that have changed your maturity. Yes,
My
said
mind's
that.
eye? Oh, okay.
and you've been very helpful in more things than just smashing doors down, and so I do appreciate that for sure.
Thank you, JB. You're like the smartest person I know, so this from you is like, wow.
I'm not the smartest. I do gather much from others' information. I'm certainly not the smartest, but we've become a good team. I think soon we should have a team meeting and discuss this with Morthos and Killian for sure. But the last time we had a meeting, we were a little bit concerned about our progress and how we were coming together. But I think we're doing fine. Yes.
I think so too. And you know, me almost being 14, like, it's a huge jump from 13 to 14, you know?
Also, I've noticed something.
What's that?
It's pretty obvious that her eyes are a different color, right? You're changing not only in your mind and your biceps, but your eyes are no longer the gray color they once were. They're a little purple.
Isn't it crazy? I don't know why.
Well, in my readings of giant culture, it's not very clear. You all keep it to yourselves, but I remember you saying something about the purple giants being of great honor, yes?
Yeah, well, we call it like the blessing of a nom. Those are purple skin though, but mine, yeah, still gray.
Now, question for you. Are all giants born purple, or
That I know of, the only giant that I know that wasn't really born purple was, well, she was a great-great-great-great-great-grandmother of mine, and her name was Rutooth. She wasn't really a giant at all, though. Anam she was a big follower. She was actually a servant of a giant, and then Anam she loved Anam so much that he kind of turned her into a purple giant. But everyone else that I know of, they were all born purple.
so you're saying Anam,
Made her into a
Anam's
giant.
will can be portrayed through the changing of the skin color?
That's what my father always told me.
Well, perhaps your actions recently have proven to Anam that your worthy of an investment of his, because the purple was not there when you first picked me up at my tower.
You think so?
I don't. We are just spitballing here.
That would be the coolest ever. I mean, my whole family line was all purple, and I'm the only one that's not purple. And it was like a lot of pressure, 'cause I was gray, and I feel like my parents were always a little bit disappointed in that.
When we first came together, I had little to do with the divine. But so many things have occurred, especially seeing in death my wife. That could have been a conjuration of my mind, but there would be no way I would see another Vedokin female match up with the conjuration of... Anyway, perhaps it's been a while. I have not witnessed you speaking with Anam. Have you spoken with him recently?
Well, only when I chase my butterfly. Oh no, that's more of my ancestors.
Sure. From what I know...
I don't think so.
Yes, sometimes maybe Anam reaches out for you utilizing the butterfly, but don't you think he would want you to reach out to him once in a while?
How do you do that?
I don't know. I was gonna maybe join with you to see what happened, just for experiment purposes.
Maybe we could try the power of thought?
I do prefer that as my communication source. Yes, we touch foreheads and we're going. Is this a traditional prayer? Is this traditional?
You have been taught, Ray, by your mother, how to meditate
Oh yeah.
and how to pray and to seek Anam's will.
I did try to meditate once and call Salman before the whole crown thing, but I think I talked too much and I didn't actually get through to him. But maybe it's the same way for talking to Anam.
Sometimes it is better to listen.
I'm a little hungry now, I'm not gonna lie, with all the Anaming. Anam.
Well, you're hilarious. Yes,
Thank you.
Hilarious. Anyway, I've been trying new things to experiment, see what results come. Like, I would never have blown my sword like a gun. That's absolutely absurd.
I thought
But
it
in
was
the
cool.
last fight, I thought, like, well, let's throw some frills in and see. It seemed to have worked a little bit.
Let's throw a dash of spice into
So
this mix.
maybe
Do
I
it at that
maybe I
wine.
could join in and do some manaming
Sure.
with you.
The most important part is to have great hair. Not one follicle can be out of place.
None of my follicles are out of place right now.
Did you
I
get rid of your
promise you that.
mustache?
I did shave it
Oh.
off. It was part of my frilling. It was
Oh.
amazing. I thought it was. Anyway,
I do remember.
I
that.
didn't know anyone was watching, but
Well, then you don't have much to fix.
Mm.
So I don't know any giant that's bald that's in my family. We could try.
I'm not a giant, so
That's
I'm not
true.
sure that matters much.
Hopefully he doesn't mind that you don't have hair.
Well, I'm
Hopefully.
coming in all humility, honestly. To be fair, I don't quite expect anything to be speaking with me. I just was hoping to have a good time with you this evening and kind of learn more about you through this.
I had a great time. You should meet my dad. You would like him a lot. He knows a lot about the history and the culture of our people. And when this is all over and we save the world and defeat the storm, you should come to our house. It's up
Oh.
really tall, though, so you have to get your lungs in shape because there's not a lot of oxygen. We're up really high in the clouds. Well, above the clouds.
Most definitely, I would love to visit with your family for sure. I could write volumes. Can we go now?
Well, I don't think Killian would want that right now.
We could be back before dawn
No, it's a really far away.
next year.
Yes.
Oh, next year.
So you guys continue, and
That's
you have your moment. You go through some meditations together, and while you don't hear from Anam per se, you both feel a sense of peace, which is something that you both value right now, because everything going on around you is very unsettling. The dawn comes. You gather yourselves and you make your way the 2 days left towards Mulhessen. Please roll a D2 for me. Flip a coin.
D2.
I have one.
It's
a 1.
6, even odds.
1.
1. All right. You continue along, and
You smiled.
He did smile.
the bodies of the dead are growing a little bit more numerous. burn piles around small little, I wouldn't say towns, more like just little villages almost, as you get closer to the larger city of Mulhessen. The towns are all empty. The people have cleared out. And there are on the roads more and more undead that you're facing. Again, nothing that is overwhelming to you, and for the sake of the narrative, we're not going to roleplay that combats, but you're every couple of miles you're killing more undead. Nothing that is straining you, i.e. that you're using significant spells, but at your level you're able to handle it. And with Miku there, who has been there the whole time with you again, he's also he packs a heavy punch.
Love that guy. We have 2 barbarians right now. We're awesome.
I love him.
So Miku, your Etten, kind of tails along behind, always keeping both sets of eyes out. And as you move forward, there is one noteworthy body that you find crawling along the ground towards you, its legs severed and gone, moving towards you, crawling, and it has the undergarments, or the so with most armor there's like either padded leather or something underneath. It's wearing that, just the padding underneath its armor. And there is within its design a flaming fist.
Uh-oh.
It approaches you, and without any ceremony, Q just smashes its head with his buster sword. But you all take note, because the flaming fist were still missing one other person.
Too bad.
And this is an elf,
Does he have the number tag or no?
and he has a tag.
Alright.
But you recall that Vereth, the betrothed, specifically asked for the splint mail that he wore, if you find it.
Of course.
And it is,
He's gone.
for whatever reason, not present.
We're not yet in Mulhessen, though.
You are about a day's travel out.
So we
Which direction did it come from?
Just out from one of the fields of grain that was there, and you put him down, but
Do we want to go check where he came from?
I think we should.
Maybe he stripped himself over there.
I really think that as much connection as we can have to the local hands for hire would be best.
I concur.
Agreed.
It's up to you, Killian.
Doesn't take us too far off our
Martha
task.
says, agreed.
That's actually a good impression.
That was freakishly
That
good.
was
What
good.
the heck? It's like he's here.
Let's not dilly-daddle much, but we did say we would help that elf, and we must be good for our word.
Well, we should probably check with our 2 guests as well.
No, they're with us, regardless.
Alright.
All right.
well, with you, you go along the way.
Let's track it down, huh?
We can stay back here if you're gonna go off the
I don't
road.
think that would be
No.
wise. You should stick with
Well,
us.
maybe Miku could stay with you 2 here and guard the cart and each other while we can more stealthily go through wherever we're going.
It's not a bad
Yeah,
idea.
Do we
that's
have a
a-
horn
that's
that
a
we
good
can
idea,
give
yeah.
Miku
The horn of God. Oh.
to sound the alarm in case something happens?
Oh, yeah. I can. Hey, Ray.
Yeah.
Are you okay if I give
As
me
long as you get it back.
and I look at me?
Uh,
No, wait, which one's the smart one?
Me.
Me.
I look at me. Me?
Yo.
If I give you this and you blow it, we'll come running.
Yo.
But when I come back, can I have it back?
Yo.
All right, thank you.
Yo.
Maybe we'll just have you guys stay here and Sola and I can go forward.
I take it from his hand. That works too.
Sure. Sure.
And then if we leave as a group, then I'll give it, yeah.
You sure
Just
don't?
to see what's out there, so we don't travel into nothingness for hours and hours and hours. And
So Morthos looks to you. He
Sure,
says,
sure.
I can do this. And he apparates Sola, and it would probably be faster if I do it myself. And Sola goes forth, and you watch his eyes go radiant as he is seeing through Sola. Someone roll a perception check for Sola.
14 plus something.
He tracks it for about 10 minutes, and he comes to, and he says, it just disappears in the field. The blood, there's nothing back there. He was crawling for days from somewhere.
Well,
I-
All right, I'll say it. Do we keep going?
Why would he need the splint armor? It's just in case he had it, we can get it, but
it's
can't
helpful
get
to
it,
make
right?
friends in important places, but not at the cost of our travel. I vote we keep going. Whoever,
there's
for
nothing.
all we know,
in-
whoever took it, we might run into.
There's nothing in the direction like it like.
It
general
was
direction,
open,
just like
an
field
open
and
wheat
field and
field, yeah. So he seemingly was crawling through the fields.
For days.
Let's move. Let's move.
It's been several days. It's
Yeah.
been several days since you met the Flaming Fists before. So,
Who
Well,
knows?
how do...
and
how-
then even longer still
you s-
before they were attacked.
You said his legs look severed.
No, they are severed.
Yeah. So I'm...
So they do look.
were they gnawed? Was it a clean cut?
Roll an investigation check.
16.
16. He was cleaved into.
Cleaved into.
Yep, it's a clean cut.
Clean cut, so hypothetically a rather large blade.
Could be a
Yes.
circular saw, table saw, many different things.
So again, kind of, you saw Bart doing this before with the vines, and he just starts looking around, going, yeah, yeah, and then he looks at a sword, the sword buster sword,
Mm-hmm.
and he starts imitating a swing. Does he get the feeling that something that large?
That large could certainly do it, but a long sword,
Okay, something
as
As
long
simple
as,
as that.
as sufficiently sharp, would still do that.
So he pulls a
Alright.
CSI and pulls off his glasses and bends down and he points to the cut and he goes, it looks like someone cut him in half.
Which hand do you point with?
You're so
My gloved one.
sleuthy.
Just wondering.
Does that provide any intrigue for us that he was cut in half?
It makes
Well-
total
I mean,
sense.
They
Well-
were attacked probably by something.
Ooh.
Then
Not
but let's-
zombies.
We'll look for a
Well,
creature
face
with a
who-
large sword moving forward. I'm
Yeah.
sure we'll come across one, and perhaps he'll be wearing some fancy splint mail. We'll see.
I
shall see.
agree. Let's keep moving.
Could be.
Let's be off.
Good eyes on
Should I
that
burn it?
sharp, long cut though.
And then like CSI, you
It's
hear
already
"Don't
been-
get fooled again" in the
I know,
background.
it's called the hand.
Wow.
It's not coming back.
You continue forward the rest of the day.
We took his necklace, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. You continue forward and make your way towards evening. Go through your watch again. Nothing happens. You are seeing more little homesteads, all boarded up, all empty, or sounds coming from inside that you just move beyond, i.e., the dead trapped inside.
Mm-hmm.
With some of them, you actually see writing on the doors, like
not enter.
"Do not enter," "To within," things of that nature.
Oh, this is really sad.
It's like
So you continue, and you get to the final day.
Mm.
And as you approach the city,
I keep doing their stuff.
yep, each night you're doing your thing. There it is. You come across a large abandoned inn. And this is right off the side of the road. And it's got a sign of two stags with large antlers and hooves that are kind of on either side of each other, on almost like a coat of arms that go up on the twin stags.
As soon as JB sees the stags, he'll change them to badgers
Thank you.
Illusion?
with some minor illusions.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, that's
Right.
good. Yeah.
As soon as he's within 30 feet.
You're
of
right.
it.
Okay.
I was thinking the same thing.
I was not too happy there. I was going to rip it down.
This is a large opulent inn, and it is all boarded up as well.
It's nighttime.
It is this. You come across this like just on the precipice of reaching Mulhessen. You're maybe 5 miles away as nighttime falls.
Do you want to stay here?
Do I hear or see anything?
Roll perception.
21. That was an actual.
You hear nothing.
I have the premonition that, well, and I don't believe in premonitions. It's just a word. That perhaps we need some place to gather before we head to town, because I think we may have to head out of town, maybe more than one time through this, from what it sounded like from the Flaming Fist.
So you're saying that this might operate as a base for us? That's a good idea. We should probably stay here. What do you guys think?
How luxurious is it?
We
It is just from the outside. You see, it's not plain. It is not plain by any stretch. It's wooden. It's a wooden frame with stone foundation. It has some fancy kind of eaves, and the windows are very clear, fine glass, not like,
The thick,
the
weird
thick.
stuff.
Yeah, it's
Hmm.
the front. There's a kind of a grand entrance into it, a
Hmm.
large doorway that opens up, and it is painted a kind of in the hues of brown and green. It kind of gives off the sense of like a hunting lodge, but it is more of an inn. But that's kind of the decor and the theme that it's going with.
Do you think they'll have a continental breakfast?
Yes.
Good
I-
berries, good lord.
Yeah,
Zombie
I don't think
flesh.
they like bagels too much. So
If we have to.
I'd say we hop
I
out,
say it'll do.
surround the place, and check it out.
Agreed.
do we want to send Sola in?
That's
Aw,
boring.
Man,
Let's
I thought
actually
you were
do
gonna
it.
say me.
Let's actually do it ourselves.
So you want to do it the old-fashioned way, eh?
Yes. This
I'm
Echo
not-
Night business. We've grown across too many of those
You know,
lately.
I'm very sneaky.
Little shady. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no, yeah.
You got my hand crossbow out.
I say you head
All right.
up, look in the windows, and go to the second floor.
Let's
Go ahead.
go.
We're right
Alright.
here behind you.
All right.
As
Make
you
as
walk up to
much
the building,
noise
you
as we
hear
can.
clip, clop, clip, clop, clip, clop, as the horse pulls
Hey!
us away.
I'll go in first.
Oh, you guys are both going?
Maybe we'll both go in.
I'm already walking towards the door.
Okay,
You
he's in.
guys go together.
Sure.
Should we
One of
kick
you
it
goes.
open?
One of you, Rubius, you go around to the back
Mhm.
just to do a quick.
Yeah, he's a backdoor man.
Survey?
Yeah.
Are there any windows that I can peek into?
There are plenty of
Facts.
windows,
I'm gonna peek into some windows.
and it is
He probably needs a thunder.
entirely dark. But with your dark vision, you see the windows that you look through. You see various rooms, and most of them are actually clean. The doors are closed. There's no one inside. You go around. You do find one that seems to have been slept in. The bed is not made, but otherwise there's no sign of life.
Slop.
You you go around to the back, and there is an entrance that is locked
Okay.
and boarded up.
Right.
And you make your way back around.
Is this a two-story building?
It's 2 stories, yes.
I just climb up and I peek through the front half, the second windows.
Same thing.
'Kay.
Empty rooms.
There's a back door. It's locked.
The front door is also locked and boarded.
As is the front door.
That's uncanny.
It's weird. You want to go in the back?
Mm.
All right. I come around.
You guys go around the back,
You wanna
and
help me unlock it.
I will, but I'm not doing that crap you do with the other people. It's
I
erotic
guess, I
for
guess
no
you're really
reason.
not helping. Fine. I'll roll with 1 dice.
he assists you.
Yeah. It's going to be really good. It's 30.
Jeez.
You easily pop the lock, and then you
Wait, what? He's back there popping, locking?
Nice.
I'm going to.
you pull the boards off and open the door.
Do I have to announce that I'm holding an action? That if I see a zombie, I'm shooting it?
Very good. You are.
Okay.
And thankfully, as you enter in, you don't need to use said action.
Okay.
You quickly
Because it's a
ascertain.
skeleton, not a zombie.
You quickly ascertain
You
that
said
the
a
building
zombie.
is empty. It was cleared out and boarded up in anticipation of, well, whatever's going on. And you enter in through a kitchen in the back where there is
How's it smell? Rancid?
Continental?
Like tomato sauce.
yeah, there are supplies that have gone bad in here,
Okay.
but then there's also some dry goods that would be usable. Anything that was meant to be cooked fresh is not
Gotcha.
fresh. You enter into the main room, and you, Oliver, immediately stop in your pause.
Because there's the giant.
The in
P-A-U-S-E or P-A-W-S?
PWS.
Okay.
You are surrounded by antlers of all shapes,
Oh,
sizes, and
I tried.
varieties.
There
is there are several mountings.
His face.
There is an entirely life-size stuffed deer in the corner.
I believe they call that tax evasion.
I need you to get the others, and I need you to give me 5 minutes.
The 2 layers to
Alone.
that one. There were 2 layers. Sorry.
Are you sure you want to be alone? There could be other things in this house.
No. I'll be in this room. And much like the Grinch,
He's gonna stab me.
when he starts to saw off antlers to put on Max, you just see Oliver going around the room lobbing off antlers, and the life-sized stuffed deer, he just absolutely rips to shreds.
I walk in the room. How disheveled is he?
There's a feral quality to Bart right now.
Horns and hooves.
Best
Pause.
friend?
And hooves.
Did you get it out? Did you get him?
Are there more?
Second floor. Each room has its own rack of antlers.
I go through and I just behead or cut off all of the antlers of every single antlered thing in here.
It's clear.
Takes me about 10 minutes. I use my feline agility to do this. When I get back, we're good. Looks pretty nice in here, actually.
It's a complete wreck inside.
So-
So we still have the front door locked, right? We're all walking around the back.
Yeah.
Yep.
We parked the cart out back,
We
Okay.
parallel parked it.
and if there's shrubs around back, we hide the cart in the shrubs and the
Okay.
horse as well.
I was
Yeah,
actually.
is there like
I
a
was
gonna-
stable or a
There's-
back
there's-
door?
In
or
fact, in behind there is a carriage house.
That's what I was going to ask. If
Perfect.
there's something like that, I want to. And then
We still hide the horse outside of the carriage.
the fake one, not
Yeah,
Bill.
in the bushes.
We
Not
bring
Bill.
we bring Bill in.
Bill is now in with us.
We're gonna reboard up the back door behind us.
Okay, Bill goes inside. This sure is fancy.
Hey, don't worry, Bill. I took care of all the deer.
I'm already going up the second floor looking for the fanciest room.
Right, you all find it. Is there anything else you wish to do in this abandoned inn?
Yeah, we're gonna look for secret hiding spots and doors and a basement latches.
Two of you can roll an investigation check.
I will roll it. and I'm gonna cast Exceptional Wit on myself,
I'm gonna
and he's
cast
gonna guidance me.
Are you
All right,
helping him?
so
'Cause
you
I'd
have
help him.
advantage on the
I'm-
roll.
what's that?
JB,
I was
let's
gonna
see
help
if you
him,
can
but-
You can help
meet
him, that's fine.
the
Your
Roll him dice.
investigation's
meet
better.
the difficulty.
I'm helping him
Which
do
he's
it as well.
so because he's rolling with advantage, he's the only one who rolls.
Correct.
But he gets a guidance.
Yep. Let's see.
If you
if-
don't roll-
33.
Piss poor.
Did you get a D4 too?
Yeah, both of my extras were ones,
Mm.
Cool.
It's
but I
terrible.
rolled a 19.
Let's not die.
you needed to beat 30.
Nice.
Like I'm looking for root cellars,
I'm
things like
looking
that.
for all of the secret.
Yeah, I mean, there's a root cellar out back which has several
Roots in it.
meats and things like this that are like cured meat, stuff like that.
Any
How
of it
did you
venison?
know? 33. Would
Sure.
It does.
Good.
Did his glove accidentally fall off when he
There's
was?
some venison.
It's going up.
JB, you
Yeah.
find in a room that is on the second floor, which is decorated differently than all the rest. This seems to be the proprietor's room, the owner's room.
Killian, this one looks special. Let's check this one out.
You do find a large bed,
This one's mine.
jumping on it.
larger than a normal person would
isn't even
sleep in, like
It doesn't even creak.
Right, exactly.
like the size that a Goliath or an adolescent storm
Ray.
giant would sleep in.
Don't tell Ray. We can share
That'd be
this.
the
one.
She's
first
on the
time she-
couch. So
The
make
first
it
time that her
you
legs
win.
don't overhang
You
on a
do
bed since
you
she's
do
left home.
find, and the reason why you look through this room so intently is because you find several what look to be arcane kind of gizmos and doodads.
Ooh.
There's a tinkerer that's here.
Okay.
And so there is some there's a clock,
Are there words around?
words.
Yeah. Any
Writing.
writing notes or
Labels.
It seemed that
lists?
Name
whoever
tags.
was here had enough time to pack things up.
Gotcha. Okay.
But not everything could be packed. So there is a wardrobe that still has several clothes in it.
'Kay.
They are for a larger sized person.
Okay.
And as you look around, you do find a faux backing on the wardrobe.
Oh, we've done this before.
Yeah, you fell asleep for a
Yeah, I
week.
was out. Touched the dragon thing.
For
yeah.
the sake of moving the narrative along, you and Killian kind of move aside the faux backing, and it does reveal a safe.
Mm.
A forest.
That is
And then snow.
yes, and then a fawn.
Mm-hmm.
It is locked.
Secret safe.
Secret safe that is locked.
JB says, well, it seems as though they packed this place up nice and neat. I'm not sure they would have left anything inside,
That's kind of what I think too. But
but
he could have been in a hurry.
I can't help myself really. So let's grab Mortha, or let's grab Ollie or
Mhm.
Rubius and get this taken care of.
I mean, Morthus is there too.
I'm a plus 12.
Let's just break the lock.
Let's do. Let's.
Ollie, there's a room up here I'd like you to come check out. No antlers, promise.
Oh, I know. I got all the antlers.
Oh, okay.
Lockpick ritual.
Yeah, bring your lock.
Engage.
Oh.
I'm not
all right.
sharing the
Yeah.
treasure.
Ah! Morthos comes up. Killian comes up. We assume the position. Me and Morthos are face to face with each other. Bart, the tail, gets in there. Killian reaches through
Mm-hmm.
and touches my bum.
Mm-hmm.
I get guidance.
All of this happens in Oliver's mind.
Yes. You're gonna like that one.
No, it's canon.
It's a 31.
Nice.
You again beat the 30.
Now wait, did you check for traps first?
He got guidance too.
Didn't
so
have.
32.
Oh yeah, sorry. 32. Didn't have
These
to.
DCs were very high.
Nice.
So you open it up, and there is a pouch inside with a note that is attached to it.
Gotcha,
Ooh.
sucker. Boom.
Notes, baby.
And it's written in what language?
It is written in giant.
Ah.
Well, I guess there might be one person here who could read
Nick
this.
you.
These scribbles.
We so much don't want to tell her about the bedroom that can fit her.
We all sleep in the bed. Wouldn't tell. Like,
Ray's curled on a couch. This is so uncomfortable.
sorry, this is funny. All right.
Ray's sleeps on a twin.
Alright, we can loop her in.
Wow, look at this bed.
I called it already.
Just share.
He's joking. Can
I
you
guess
read
I could
this?
sleep on the floor. I can.
What's it say?
Well,
Logical question.
It says, message received. All of what I have is at your disposal. I wish you the best of luck with your ends. Continue to grow in your strength, Yanni. May she be raised.
may she be raised?
Continue to grow in your strength, Yanni.
Like comma, like speaking to
Yeah.
Yanni.
Or
Speaking
like,
to
Okay.
Yanni.
May she be raised.
Now I
And then there's no name signed. There is a symbol at the bottom with 5 slashes.
He's gonna roll a history. He doesn't have to. He knows what that is.
He knows what that is.
who knows what that is?
Morthos,
Morthos
knows
knows
that that
what
is
that
the
is.
symbol of
Morthos?
the cult of the dragon.
That is the cult of the dragon.
Yanni
That's what.
So
they
is
that-
being
I
communicated
know.
to by the cult
Knew
of
it.
the dragon.
string.
Yeah, and she.
Wait,
I
let me
believe
do
that
this.
she
Let me
would
do
tell-
this in character.
I believe the she that the way they are talking about is Tiamat. That would be
The
my
dragon?
hypothesis. Yeah, the 5-headed dragon that is a destroyer of worlds.
Yeah, she's not good, but
All right, so this Yanni character, and
He's the one I'm
Morthos,
supposed to save.
Morthos will tell us about Yanni, right? And we'll say,
He is
sounds
an
like
idiot.
someone is
So
either.
you are informed that Yanni
Listen
is
to
one
that.
of Morthos's former adventuring partners.
Hmm.
He fell, or seemingly was captured, in their last battle with the cult of the dragon. And Ray immediately pipes up and says that Yanni is the one who she was told that needed to be saved, that he wasn't in his right mind. And you get the sense that this establishment, or at least the proprietor of this establishment, is a member of the cult of the dragon that has left behind some things for them to collect. In the bag, you find 50 platinum pieces,
Dang.
and you find
It's 500 gold.
you
right?
find 5 spell scrolls.
Whoa!
No, is it 5,000? Is it 5,000 gold?
That would be 500 gold.
500.
5 spell scrolls, and
I'll
you
give
find
I'll give you all this gold if I can just spend the night with these scrolls, please.
Hey, whatever you do with scrolls, I don't care.
There
They-
is
oh, they have
also
menus for me.
there is a number of vials and bottles of magical inks
Perfect.
that are not in the safe, but they're elsewhere in the room that were not taken.
Hmm.
And you find a very unique blue gem, which shimmers with a internal light.
Hmm.
Nice
Ooh,
toss.
good throw.
nice, solid.
Is
throw.
there anything for swashbuckling rogues?
No.
Well, this is shit.
Well, that actually can be used by any of you.
So it can.
Do we know what scrolls? You're gonna tell me later.
I'll tell you later.
So you're saying the proprietor of this establishment was in the cult of the dragon?
That's the inference.
It's the inference.
In the safe.
So this was a letter never sent, or a letter?
This
that
was a
you
letter that was
received?
there and seemingly waiting to be collected.
Is this
okay.
yes? Is this safe a regular safe, or is there a sending unit inside of this safe?
There is no sending units, a regular safe.
Nice question.
So assuming
It's pretty good.
we could just wait here for Yanni.
We're not gonna do that. You've been pushing us along narratively the entire
no,
time.
No, no, Killian would never do that. But
Austin wants to.
Austin wants to find Yanni.
Is there anything on bookshelves or anything of that nature?
Sure, there's books. Most of them are of an arcane variety, speaking about basic arcane theory.
Sounds like a JP.
Some of
Taking
them
that
go
one.
a little bit more deeply into the theoretical. There are several books about dragon lore.
Taking them.
One in particular catches your eye, which is essentially an accounting of some of the most ancient dragons in the Sword Coast, and what is important to them, where their domains lie, and there are some notations within the book as you look through it, which describe warnings, and essentially that there's
Carissa, warnings.
very
They're
few.
great. I love them.
There's warnings with regard to all of the chromatics. One or two that are just referenced very briefly as ally, and then the others which are basically be careful. And then there are some mentions of the metallic dragons, which are stay away entirely.
Is there like a dedication or anything on the inside of
Nope.
the cover?
It's looks like it's a tome that has been marked up with lots of use
Okay.
and notations.
Yeah, I would definitely take that one and the magical theory one as well.
Okay.
The light of Elendil.
Now, if I recall, Phineas and his guard were talking about the cult of the dragon not working with the Zentarum. Yes, in fact, working against the Zentarum in certain ways, but the cult of the dragon was working on combining
Yeah.
multiple types of dragons.
Yeah, like I think what he told us is originally they were trying to bring back Dracoliches. Then they were just trying to bring back Tiamat herself, and now they're trying to put all 5 types of dragons or whatever into one dragon, which is why it's a little suspicious that there's a 3-in-1 dragon.
All 5.
That's the inference.
All 5 elemental dragons, or are we talking chromatic, elemental, ancient, or?
I don't know about that.
Oh, okay. Maybe Yanni does, apparently.
Yanni knows lots of things.
Well, it looks like they left notes on the dragons in this book.
Hmm.
Just flipping through them. It says that they have some
Now-
are allies, some are staying away from the metallic
Now, what if
variety.
we left our own note in the same script
Saying, Yanni, I'm looking for you.
saying
Your mother
something-
wants to see you safe.
Morthos tells her that Yanni's mother's dead.
Wait, but I saw her. That's who told me to look for Yanni.
Yeah, you saw a ghost of her,
Oh.
like a vision.
You know that you don't see ghosts, you see ancestors.
Oh, yes.
Oh.
So it seems as though at least Yanni's mother thinks that Yanni's lost. On a lost path, perhaps, with the dragon cult.
He's on a secret mission.
Or
I don't think so.
Undercover.
Well, we could put him on a secret mission, perhaps.
Right. So you're
Right
saying
away.
Morthos, why didn't you come today? What are Yanni's motivations? Perhaps
get-
we can leave a note that
Mhm.
may lead him astray from his current
To
path.
I
get
don't
the
even
best
Well,
hair.
from my memory, he loved his mama,
Wait,
and
that's the worst Morthos impression I've ever heard.
well, hey, were you paying
He
attention?
loved his mama.
Were you paying attention?
That's kind of
Yes.
how he said it, though.
Yeah.
Mama.
Yeah.
I know,
Mama.
but it's just funny.
And also,
This is Bart's interpretation.
From
and
his memory.
also, he had a children's book, and he was seeing how the book was changing based off of what was occurring, and he was trying to stop some of the evil from happening.
Mention the T-Rex.
That has no bearing whatsoever.
That's all I remember of him.
And he rode a T-Rex.
Yes.
It's the base.
Morthos, you said the name was the original Tales of the Fairy Grimm, yes?
Yes.
It's like you.
Is
took
that book in here?
Yep.
It was with Morthos.
It was with
With
Yanni.
Yanni.
Hmm.
So you all get the sense very clearly that this is not Yanni's room.
Correct.
This was a different
It's a drop room.
different giant Goliath type person who was leaving something for Yanni to come and pick up, who in running this establishment has a connection with the cult of the dragon.
Mr. Miku, have you ever been here before?
Yo.
Me shakes his head no. Q goes, well, brother and I don't really stay in nice places like this ever once in our lives. We're
Uh,
usually yelled at and screamed at and run from.
So you're fine staying in the stables then?
Can I? Oh, that'd be lovely. I've never stayed in a stable this nice before.
Oh, I mean, we do need you to protect the carriage, so yeah.
That would be amazing.
It's so terrible. No.
Guys,
no.
come on. He's a
no,
giant.
there's
That's
there's a
what's
bed.
wrong.
There's beds
But
inside.
time out. Actually, it could be good because if we get attacked in the night, no one would expect this two-headed mountain of a man to become barging out of the catch house.
Aye, right.
It could actually be a good sense of self-preservation for all.
Is there any
Smashing idea.
sign of like official papers for the inn
It's a good idea.
that would have a name on it of this giant?
With your investigation,
Like
His
a restaurant
investigation.
score.
with that investigation, it was
Safety score.
anything like a deed or something like that. Anything like that has been
Purchase order.
it's been cleared out. It's what was left was very intentionally left for the cult of the dragon,
Okay.
for Yanni to take for them.
They're in the area.
And I will. The spell scrolls are. We'll talk about that. There's some dragon magic in there.
Ooh. Ooh.
All right. So
Let's go to bed.
Do it.
one thing this does mean is, the dragon cult, from what Mr. Mothos was saying before, was more in the west, southwest,
Is it
Mhm.
spell-
and we are now in the northeast.
Mhm.
That's a pretty large span that they traveled.
I like where you're going with this. Keep going.
I think we need to be aware that we're probably going to run into them in some capacity, and maybe not even be surprised if they are in some capacity working for the storm, whether they know it or not.
Oh, that's a very, very wise of you.
Yeah, I know. Secondly, the tricolored dragon by the tower. I bet that place is going to be crawling with dragon cultists.
Miku, what colors did you say this dragon was? I'm
Well,
looking through my book.
It's hard to say from the distance by which we saw it, and also I was hiding. We were hiding.
As one would.
Oh,
Behind a
naturally,
skinny
there's
little
a
tree. I
dragon.
like to imagine it.
Me, might remember he's braver than I am and smarter.
So I look.
I'm
I
going to rattle off colors.
let's just. I'll handle this.
Red, blue, yellow, green, purple, indigo, violet, orange.
Periwinkle.
White, black.
Blink twice if it's any of those.
I just in his mind. Any clue?
Oh yes, well I do believe that the colours of the dragon were a base of red, with perhaps a little bit of black and green thrown in just for spice.
As he's doing that, me is over there blinking at all the.
Me is blinking at, or Q
Fuchsia,
Q-
eggshell
Q
white,
is blinking at all the
sea
colours.
fen green. I'm just going through every color I can think of. Sky blue,
Seafoam.
midnight sky blue, midnight blue.
I got it.
Oh, you did?
Yep. It's mostly red with a little bit of black and green mixed in, full spice.
Yes, those are traditionally not good dragons.
No,
It's
no,
very
those
bad,
are bad
absolutely
ones. Yeah, not
terrible.
the metallic ones.
How big was it?
Here's what I propose, because
We
we
could
don't
tailor
know
it.
when Mr. Yanni is supposed to arrive here.
Does he deserve a mister in front of his name these days?
Hey,
I,
he's still a storm giant.
Yeah,
I've
an
never
evil
met
one?
him, but I
A
like to be
confused
respectful
one.
of
Wait,
all.
He
what
just
kind-
needs a friend.
His friends are dragon cultists.
I thought he was
Well,
a
he needs
cloud.
better
I
friends.
thought he was a cloud giant.
Oh no, he's a storm.
He's a
giant.
storm giant. He's one of me.
Thought he
He's
was
a
a half
purple
storm
skin
giant.
too.
I never met.
Half storm giant,
Okay,
I doubt he's
everybody.
still purple.
purple skinned.
Not anymore.
What would he
But
say?
here's my proposal: is we should probably actually
Keep watch.
keep watch and hide and act like we're not here.
And leave a note for Yanni.
So you're saying I can
we
still
discuss
sleep
it
in
the
this bed
morning. No, and I would not sleep in this bed.
using greater invisibility when I hear
Then
something.
yes, if you want to waste a spell slot on greater invisibility while you sleep, even though you'll make sound.
No, when I wake up.
It's only a minute.
But I would propose we probably stay in one room and keep watch and keep hidden.
I mean, what are
While
the
we stay here.
chances tonight's the night? Also, I do propose we.
Well, if we roleplay long enough, it won't be tonight.
I would like to leave him a note from somebody other than or maybe from the cult saying we are no longer in need of your services or something like that.
I'm okay
Nah,
with
I can
leaving a note.
perfectly-
That's, yeah,
Couldn't we just direct
I
him to
can
where we're
perfectly
going?
render that script if she tells me how to do so.
It
What if-
did seem as though the dragon cultist was requesting this proprietor's services, not the other way around. Like this guy was saying,
I think the proprietor was saying that everything
you
he
can have-
has.
you can use
is of
everything I
use.
got, like this inn. Like they might be using this as a head base now. Like he's offering it up, so I don't really know what.
It doesn't matter because Yanni doesn't know what to expect because he hasn't read the letter yet, so we can say what we want.
Okay, that's fine.
What if rather than going like, hey, we don't need you anymore, like it's a bad lie.
That was just to, you know.
Yeah. What if we just, hey, you're needed in a different direction that he's actually not needed.
Or how about this? Yanni, I have a message from your mother.
That would get his attention. It sounds like.
Yeah. Fight the good fight and finish your mission. Remember your mama. Less than 3, because it's like a heart. Ray.
Less than three.
Is there a giant
That's
rune
real
for that?
trend. That might catch on, that less than 3 thing.
I think it's going to be a big hit.
Just-
Especially with like the kids younger than me.
Less than 3.
Oh, darn it. It actually
Your
comes
hair-
up as a heart in the chat.
That's how you do a heart.
Space.
I know that.
Anyone
So
have
you
any-
guys,
Genius.
you guys go through the rest of your evening.
I
kinda
like the
settle
idea.
in.
One room. We keep watch still.
Sure.
Hey, JP.
No.
You know all the times that we've been exploded by runes? When we're investigating things?
I have not. No.
Oh no, I'm
How
aware.
does one do that? Do you think we could leave a little surprise of our own for people after we leave this place?
Oh yes. I've come across those spells before, but I've never written them down to spend any time with them. I could attempt to in the next few months or so figure some out.
That would be fun.
Eh,
We'll make it say,
wasted
"Hi
materials
Phineas,
if you
love
ask
the
me.
shades." Boom. You know, I think it'd be a really nice turnaround of events.
It's funny because that's what he did to us.
I know, right?
Yeah.
It would be ironic.
That's the word. Isn't it ironic?
Hmm.
So about that note, JB, I think you have the 22 intelligence. You should think it up.
I've grown a little bit.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna do for sure. For sure gonna leave a note.
All right, so we'll come back to the contents of the note.
Okay.
Like it.
Just because I know that you guys,
We could brainstorm.
yeah, you'll figure it out, and we will retroactively explain what the note was.
Sweet.
You go through the evening, and you take your watches. No giant reddish, yellowish, greenish, blackish dragon shows up.
Base of red with black and touches of green.
But a chrome one does.
A spice.
But a
And the morning greets you. You have about an hour's travel to Mulhessen. And as you begin to approach, you see, well, you fight off many undead.
Anybody wearing scale mail?
No one wearing scale mail. It's not like the horde that came against you, but it's, you know,
2 here.
you
1
can
there,
you can
3
see them at
Okay.
different intervals, and they're far enough away that you in particular can kind of, with Rubius
Oh, my
and
binoculars out.
Marishka and even Bart with his
Crossbow.
crossbow and or Oliver with his, well, with your, you don't use your void bolt, though you could. You take them out at distance before they can get close to you. And as you approach, you see that there is a stockade which surrounds the city. It's a stone wall, and then beyond that, there's another layer. There's a stockade. So there's like a outer city, a wooden stockade, and inner city stone wall.
So palisades and then like the pointy out ones and then a stone wall.
Correct.
Okay.
So wooden stockade, and then maybe a couple 100 feet in, elevated up on a bit of a hill. There's a stone wall again around what would be like the upper district, so to speak.
Gotcha.
as you approach, you hear a voice call out to you. Oh, who goes there? You alive? You have supplies? Can you help us?
Do we see where it's coming from?
That's a man who is standing on the wooden stockade. That's kind of keeping a lookout and sees you all as you approach and calls out to you.
We are alive.
Hello.
We have very little in the form of supplies. We are bringing some people into Mulhessen to find their cousin.
They'll only find death here. It's not a good plan. We lost the majority of the city.
How?
The dead raised up and overwhelmed us. Trapped us. Maybe you could help?
Who are you? Are you a captain of the guard? What are
No,
you?
Captain. I'm a guardsman. I was a second lieutenant, but
Looks like you're first now, huh?
the ranking one here.
I hate you.
There's a
That's
couple of
amazing.
us, but we're all hunkered down with the survivors that we have, and sometimes some trickle in, but mostly it's just dead.
How many survivors?
Have about in this part we have about 150. Another section of the city there's about 300 in disparate locations, but the majority of the city, including the upper district, is overrun.
Kessin Trustgold.
Let's do this.
You know him?
The smithy?
Is he with you? Said there's 150 here, 100 there.
I don't think with us. Maybe with one of the other groups. There's plenty of folks still trapped in the city, though. Different
Alright.
parties have gone out to try to recover them, but sometimes they come back alive, and sometimes we see them wandering dead.
All right.
Do you want us to
Give us one moment, please.
I'm
All
down
right,
for
listen.
fighting.
This is not our end goal. We're gonna say this in front of these dwarf people. This is not our end goal, but there's a whole city here hurting. And if we skip over something like this, what is the real point of stopping the storm in general?
We're no better than the Zent if we do that. We're just letting people suffer.
I vote we help them. Also, to knock in some zombies.
And we know how to stop them from coming back. We wait until the poofy clouds come, and then you stab them with your spectral sword.
True.
Certainly hope that little skeleton skull thing's
Well,
not-
we
not
haven't
in
seen them
town.
again since then, have we?
I
haven't.
have not.
We told you guys.
Did you?
We
Mm.
told you.
I thought it was
You
a
did.
dream.
We wouldn't keep
been
secrets
2
like
days,
that.
though.
No.
2 days, yeah. Maybe it's not following us anymore.
So
But-
you want us to get access into the city then?
I think we gotta go in. What? Listen, if there's someone in there that could potentially help that man over there with his hilt.
Yes, I say we leave. Perhaps we leave Bill the Burro outside the city.
We cannot sit idly by.
I concur.
What was your name again?
Could you convince him to watch out?
Tell me where are the zombies?
Protect
Like-
Bill.
Gotta find that voice again. Just a little. My name is Tom.
Is it THOM?
That'd be Tom.
That's how Tom York says it.
Correct.
TOMH, actually.
Tom. Tom. Tom.
Tom, we have survivors we are trying to reunite with loved ones, and we think we might be of help to the city if we can get access in.
Are you adventurers?
Oh, we adventurers.
Yeah.
Yeah, damn straight.
Super helpful adventurers.
Oh, yeah.
Is that it with you?
Oh, yeah, Miku?
He's a
Miku
friend.
wave.
He'd never hurt a fly unless the fly was trying to hurt us. And then he would kill it.
So
As you see him grab a fly out of the air
And
just
eat
it.
That a boy. He's
so
got to keep his
he's-
calorie
he's
intake up.
safe. That could really help us.
Oh, yeah.
I'm absolutely sure it
What's
could.
it? It's what do we call it?
Miku.
Me.
His name is Mickey.
He's me,
Name.
and he's Q.
They wave again.
Yeah.
All right.
We need something from you there.
What?
You see these 2 carts we have? The little donkey?
Yeah.
Need you to keep him safe.
All right.
And in the cart, don't take anything. And then you see the bigger one, the Conestoga wagon looking one?
Yeah.
There are people in there.
They have dysentery, so don't go in, but protect it.
What?
They
Just kidding.
they are the people that we were bringing here, but if we need to clear out the city in order to let them get in first, we're going to leave them on the outskirts. We need you to watch them as well. They are capable fighters, but I'd prefer if they did not help you do that.
We'll also need a map of the city.
That too.
And several thousand
all your gold.
by the end.
Yes.
He
I was just trying to
he
predict
kind
what
of
she was going to
he
say.
turns around and he says,
I was gonna
"Wait,
finish
open the gate." And the gate slowly lowers down. There is not a moat, but there's like a ditch that is around it, around the stockade.
Mm.
The
Drawbridge.
Thank you. Drawbridge lowers, and you make your way in, and you see several buildings which are in fine condition. And you see the main thoroughfare, and about 300 feet out in one direction it splits, and about 50 feet in there's just a large heap of like broken tables and chairs and furniture like heaped up in the street to create a makeshift
Gotcha.
blockade, kind of like
It's like in Greedfall.
yeah, just a makeshift blockade. Where the split was a little further down, about 100 feet down further, there's the same thing, and then you see that the various alleyways and whatnot, it's all just kind of cordoned off. So you have maybe like a couple of acres of the city that is about 150 people living in, and they are able to exit and leave the city, but they can't. He takes you up to a building that kind of overlooks, and they do have the ability to go around the walls, the stockade,
Okay.
to get from like spot to spot, but there's only one other. So this is kind of the southern entrance. There is a eastern entrance that goes along the way of the Manticore, which is the road that is similarly blocked off at the entrance. The rest of the city is accessible by way of the stockade that goes around it. No one has been to the center of the city. No one knows who's alive up there. And so he explains, well, there's 2 barracks that if we could get those back, I don't know if there's any fighting men in there, but I would say that's something to investigate. That's where the captain was. He was trapped in the barracks, and we all got separated. He's trapped in the western barracks. There's the eastern barracks as well. There's just people trapped in their houses who haven't come out. You could try to save what you can, but you'd be fighting through the streets to get there.
Let's do it.
What's the government?
And then
in the city?
there is a
Who's in charge?
in the midst of this conversation, a very well-dressed but disheveled man comes up to you, and he is aged, graying hair. He's got his arm in a sling, and he kind of walks with a cane, and he has a golden kind of necklace with large golden kind of medallions on the bottom of it that just kind of goes up to his neck. He has a kind of a floppy hat that he wears with kind of like poofy armed
Gotcha.
shirt, and a little bit of his shirt kind of goes a little bit below his belt way, where it kind of overhangs, almost like a short little skirt, but not quite. It's more for the show and the frill. This guy's like a kind of a
Pompous
showy
little fop.
Yes, but the way he carries himself is not arrogant. It's
Okay.
just like he's
He's sad.
wealthy,
He likes to dress good.
but he's not. He comes to you and says, Well, you seem to be assisting. That's a good thing. My name is Francois. I'm not French, though.
Is it Franswah?
Yes.
What?
Francois.
What it?
Franswah.
I'm Francois. I'm one of the merchant lords here. One of the 5 who helped to lead the city. And I would beseech you on behalf of our good town, Mulhessen, to save all you can and to reclaim our keep and assist us. You will have our undying gratitude and,
And
well, I guess that's inappropriate at these
What's your
times, isn't
living
it?
gratitude.
Yes.
suspicious. And
All right. Where's the keep?
wait, hold on, he wasn't finished.
Ah.
You said undying gratitude, and then you were
And
continuing.
payment.
There we go.
Okay. Where's the keep?
The keep is in
Let me guess. Center
the
City.
center city.
Ah, go figure.
But I agree with Tom. If you can gather able-bodied men from barracks, if that's where they are holed up, and we'd have more fighters, we can systematically go through and clear out what remains. There are several locations apart from the barracks that I would encourage you to investigate. One, there is the Weaver's Hall. We don't know who is in there and remains, but they are very capable. And we hear from time to time explosions and the like, and they must be holding things at bay there. There is.
Definitely.
It is really more of a library than a Weaver's Hall.
They're my favorite.
And you might also check, well, for me personally, our warehouses. We need to make sure that our stores are preserved, not only of our wine, which is our major export and what keeps us afloat, but also all of our food stores. And I happen to own most of the warehouses, but if you could check on those, that would be wonderful.
Do you have any bags of holding we could take with us? Perhaps we could find and bring back supplies on our way back.
Not on me. Sorry.
The way you said that implied that you do have it, just not on you. Would that be in the keep? Would it be in the warehouses?
Well, my home is up in the old city, but I had to flee there. I had means, if that's what you're asking.
Just thinking about you, you know.
We're
What?
concerned for you.
We were having unfortunate timing, a harvest festival in the bazaar,
That's
and
unfortunate.
Turned out well.
many people were trapped in the market. They fled into the surrounding houses and businesses and the like, and if you could check there, that might be infested with the undead, but also there may be many living
The-
that are in that vicinity.
And you said that was the market square.
Yes.
Okay. Good.
It's all manner of shops and whatnot around there.
Clearing out a whole city is gonna take a long time. So
we don't
we need to put you into a position where your city can thus take it back itself. That
Right.
would be through the market square, the Weaver's Hall,
And the barracks.
and the barracks, yes? And that's what you want us to clear for you.
And yes, the library, the Weaver's library. If
Right.
any, whatever you can do.
Can we huddle real quick?
Just a moment, please, Francois.
We need to tack on their R1 thing that we've been test on, which is finding Kesson as well. The smithy.
Yes,
So
for sure.
the 2 barracks, the Weavers Guild, the market square, and Kesson.
I would
Very
say the
important
barracks
to me.
first.
That we meet Kesson.
I think maybe what we could do is figure out locationally. So if we can walk the perimeter
Mm.
first.
Are you talking about the smithy?
I am indeed talking about
Kesson.
the smithy.
Right,
I like how we did a huddle. but
his shop is
everyone heard.
on the bazaar square.
All right, Market Square gets all of that then. If we walk the perimeter, figure out where the things are, and then we can make our battle plan. You know, gather information before we just dive headlong in.
We could send
Time-
some scouts.
Time
you know?
is, of course, of the essence, and I fear whichever area you choose to reach first, others may fall.
I can perhaps provide overwatch from the rooftops. Jump
So,
rooftop to rooftop.
If most of the that would be great. If most of the people are in the Market Square area, people are the resource that will clear the city. We go to the Market Square
Correct.
first,
But
Yeah.
most of the fighting men are in the barracks.
That's
And I'm
also
sure
true.
The Weavers Guild
so
could
that we
be
go
of
there
use.
second.
This is also why I think I'd love to know locationally where these are. Maybe that one leads to the other.
Or we could split the party.
Now
that
you're
option.
talking.
Which is closest to where
Me
we
and
are right
Miku
now?
will take the whole city, and you guys can go outside the gates.
Got it.
Sick.
The closest is the western barracks. Well, closest by way of ease. You can go along the wall and get there rather quickly. The eastern barracks is further in, but you can get there easily from the camp in the east that has survived and is holding up. The other couple hundred of folks. The more difficult ones are the bazaar and the warehouse and the library. They're in the center of the city. And the library, in fact, is in the old city. It's in the upper part. I don't think that you would be able to get there without assistance in clearing the lower city first.
All right. So, order of importance, the Weavers Guild has to be last then. If we're going to need help.
If you could fly or get there some other way, then perhaps they can assist you that way.
He's a griffin.
I can make trips.
Can I just look around the city and check if that idea is possible? Like if the rooftops are all like on similar heights and distances that it could sort of travel from rooftop to rooftop?
The city is rather closely built.
Mm-hmm.
There are some areas where there's larger gaps. You know, there's unfortunately not convenient rope ladders between the squares like in Assassin's Creed. But
What about hay bales?
there are lots of hay bales
But
at
aren't
the
you
bases of
designing
towers.
the city though? Could you just put those in there?
Leroy Jenkins.
So it doesn't look possible?
Oh, well, here we go. We have a 33.33%, of course, repeating.
So I do think we are running out
It
of
doesn't
time.
look possible to sort of go from rooftop to rooftop.
It does to an extent.
Okay.
And if you're particularly acrobatic, you might be able to make some of those
I'm gonna
farther
attempt
jumps.
to. Are we okay with that
Dude,
idea
hike-
of Overwatch?
Roof cover is great.
Let's
Yes,
do it.
go
I'm gonna
ahead.
attempt to
Strategy
climb a
can be
building.
attempted.
You can climb a building because you're on the top of one of the buildings.
Can you ask him?
You're able to get to the
what
kind of
route
the
to take
perimeter
to hit
of
one
where it
barracks
is,
before we hit
and
the
you see
square?
several undead
Barracks
lumbering
square,
about.
that's it.
What I'm imagining is if you
Plus
guys
one
can message me, and I'm gonna give you an insight as to what's coming up before you guys get there. Sort of bird's eye view approach to it.
Is there a barracks
idea.
that's on the way to the square? That we could hit one of them first, or
If you were to go to the eastern conclave and then head to the barracks, that would be on the way to the bazaar.
That's the
That's
path.
our route.
The
Perfect.
western conclave is easiest to get to, but is farther from the bazaar.
beautiful?
We're heading straight for the bazaar.
It must be difficult for you to be displaced from your home. If you tell me where it is, we can check on it on our way. Make sure it's not been
my
infested.
home is in the old city. I can give you the address if you want to check.
If it's on the way, we'll make sure nothing's broken then.
Well, it's not on the way of the path that you just.
Never mind then. Good luck.
The warehouse is beyond the bazaar, in
Further in.
beyond at the base of the hill. Is the warehouse district. It's on the river actually that kind of goes through the northwestern quadrant, and
Is the river blocked from boats leaving or entering?
no, but there's,
Are there boats on the river?
there were, but anyone who could fled down the river. They
No.
fled down to
We have a boat.
Saloon.
How many people can fit on that boat?
It can turn into a longship.
So hundreds.
I don't know about hundreds.
Well, if we pack them like the Titanic.
All right. Well, we have our route. I
10 feet long.
I would say
Oh, no,
if
24, sorry.
can you ask him what people he has contact with now, because 5 minutes after we leave, he should start sending people on our path to make sure we hold the places we take over.
Who are you in contact with? We spoke with Tom outside, but is there any force you can send in our wake to
Uh,
hold the areas we clear?
Our men are defending the conclaves that we have. They try to kill what they can that comes in close, but
Well, let's just do this then.
All right.
All right. Yeah. We know our marching orders.
Should we tell him who we are?
I think we should. In this instance,
Go ahead.
What will it do?
who we are.
Well, in case we perish, or get split up, we have account of us trying.
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
The Shades will be happy to assist you in the city.
the Shades, that sounds familiar.
Maybe you'll know it better from the song. We are the Shades, the mighty, mighty Shades.
She's so tough on her mascot.
That's all we have. It's 2 lines. But it's coming along.
He
I'm
just-
working on
he
it.
just has a
There's no
banjo
bard here.
for some reason. I'm just playing it.
That
A zombie bard leaving.
Were you in Saloon?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We've
Def-
been helping in and
defo.
around the region.
You know, chopping some bad guys, cleaning
Sending
up some zombie
fiends
mess.
back.
Some of our traders, our river traders, mentioned that the city was saved by a group called the Shades.
Well, we don't
Well,
mean
this
to
is gonna
brag,
be our
but yeah, we
second.
deserve a lot of rewards by now. So we're pretty great.
If you can save our city as well, we would be eternally grateful.
You'll name me Thane.
Yes! Please name Rubius.
He looks at Rubius. Sure.
Can you name a
You can
building
be-
after
Maybe
It's
an
an
axe-
honorary
Maybe an
title,
Iron
mostly.
Axe of Cold.
I guess we could change your name to Thane, I guess. Thane.
Thanes get property.
Hey, Rubius.
Is
It's
there
an
any
honorary
I
is there any
can
title,
imagine
mostly,
farmland
but
available
there
for
are
Look,
Thanes?
you can now purchase property.
I'll be
I know, it's on
perfectly
you,
frank
Lydia.
with you. So many of our people have died. There will be property readily available.
Lydia will join our party.
Yes.
The market
She's the
was
best
Carry
one.
all my stuff.
She's the best one
I
to
am
carry.
sworn to carry your burdens.
All right. I'm up on the roof. I'm shouting this all.
All right. Let's roll.
So we're making our way east, right?
So you guys make your way along the stockade to the eastern conclave.
Fastest way to the market through a barracks.
So am I
Correct.
am I sort